Trent Dilfer, Seahawks at home. Their beautiful new stadium. Sunday Night Football. Seahawks hosting the Vikings here on ESPN. Seattle, beautiful sunset outside Seahawks Stadium, and Randy Moss with the sunrise on him and the Vikes. Sunday Night Football on ESPN.
This is the beginning of a new year. All right, here we go. We gotta believe.
A season of renewed hope is spiraling out of control.
Just when the Vikings thought their start couldn't get any worse.
Randy Moss was arrested today.
Promise has turned to heartbreak.
It's no good again. Get the hell out of here.
Heartbreak to desperation.
Hang in there, big guy. Have a lot to go.
Look around, fellas. This is it, huh? This is all we got. We got it, Joe. We got it, Joe.
Does the last chance for redemption come tonight? He is no stranger to controversy, no stranger to spectacular plays. Randy Moss is frustrating, electric, troubled, brilliant, and infuriating. He is all that and more because he might be the most physically gifted player you have ever seen. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Patrick. It's great to have you with us. Earlier this week, Randy Moss was arrested for a minor traffic incident, charged with 2 misdemeanors, and spent the night in jail. Since then, he has apologized to his teammates and his organization. And his head coach, Mike Tice, says he will start tonight. For the reasons why, here's Susie Colbert.
Well, Mike, most people don't know both sides of the story. But, Coach, the bottom line is your star player spent a night in jail this week. Why does he deserve to not only play, but start?
Well, he's worked extremely hard to do the right thing. You know, we're around him every day, and we see what he does in the course of the offseason, the course of the preseason, the course of training camp. We see how hard he's trying to do the right thing. And I think it's the best thing for our football team and for him as a young man to stand behind him. As long as he's willing to work hard at doing the right thing, I think we did the right thing.
How do you think Randy would define respect?
I think Randy defines respect by giving the people their due. I think Randy needs to understand that he made a mistake, though, and I think he needs to work hard to rectify that.
People just want to know, does he get it?
I think he's getting it.
Dante Culpepper has admitted that he's been trying to force the ball to Randy. So how do you make everybody happy tonight?
Well, you win a game. When you win a game, people start to get happy. And I think the best thing for our football club right now is to go out, play well, and win a football game.
Best of luck, Coach. Thanks. Mike?
Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Mike. The pressure falls on the quarterbacks tonight. The question is, can Dante Culpepper stay away from the big mistakes that have plagued him early in the year? And can Trent Dilfer help a struggling offense get back on track?
Skip Barber, Formula One racer, founder of one of America's best racing schools. He knows performance. He lives it. He also knows Quaker State oils are formulated for fine-tuned performance in different engines, like Quaker State Full Synthetic, fine-tuned for advanced engines, for superior protection against harmful deposits, and at extreme high temperatures.
Hey, it's been working for me.
For performance you can count on, Quaker State. Stay tuned.
America is traveling with Michelin. Right now, buy any 4 Michelin tires and get a Samsonite wheeled carry-on upright and the new Michelin North America Road Atlas free, a value of over $120. Just call 1-888-MICHELIN for your nearest participating Michelin dealer and get rolling. But hurry, this offer ends October 5th.
Enhanced TV presented by Mazda. You can enter for a chance to win an all-new Mazda 6 sports sedan or other great prizes. Check out ESPN.com or NFL.com now. Welcome to the Great Northwest, the beautiful city of Seattle, and a spectacular new Seahawks stadium where tonight the Minnesota Vikings will take on the Seattle Seahawks. Welcome back, everybody. It's great to have you with us in Seattle. These are 2 teams tonight who have to win to keep their seasons alive. You can stick a fork in the loser. One team hasn't been able to stop the run. The other can't stop the pass, so the scoreboard operator may be very busy tonight. Joe, normally when a team is winless like these two people are making a lot of mistakes, and Dante Culpepper has certainly made his share so far.
Well, Michael, you talk about people, and you're right. When you reference Dante Culpepper, he's really the culprit that has created the problems for the Minnesota Vikings. Dante Culpepper has thrown too many interceptions. Last week against Carolina, 4. 3 of them were intended for Randy Moss, which really brings up the problem that he's fallen into. Mike Tice created the Randy ratio. Let's try and get Randy 40% of the throws in a game. The problem with that is his quarterback has bought into it completely. Tonight, he's got to not ignore Randy, but let Randy find the holes and yet get the ball to other receivers. But I think the most important thing for Dante Culpepper tonight is he has got to get himself out running around with the football, Paul. That's what he does. That'll help him out. Now, the Minnesota Viking defense, I don't think they have to worry about that when it comes to Trent Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer, Joe, isn't going anywhere. That's why he has won 15 out of his last 17 starts. And we talked to Mike Holmgren, and he said, we need his veteran leadership. Why? Because they have too many young people at the skilled position. And Mike Holmgren also said the young people at the skilled position tonight have to finally step up and be accounted for. The other thing is, Michael, we're going to see this Seattle offense spread all over the field, not necessarily to throw the ball, but importantly, to get this offense started running the ball and get their great running back, Sean Alexander, back on track.
Thank you, Paul. It is only week 4 in the NFL, but for these teams, it's already a must-win on Sunday night. The kickoff after this.
I learned 40 years ago, if you're going to give objective advice, you have to take the self-interest out of the equation.
Charles Schwab created a different kind of company.
The first question we ask our client is, what do you need?
Our expertise is based on hard facts, not hot tips.
Since our employees are never paid a commission, we only offer objective advice.
We're on the side of the individual investor, and that is our purpose.
Clients deserve investment advice that they can trust, period.
There's never been a better time for Charles Schwab.
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
All season long on ESPN, we'll be using our Sunday night Skycam. It provides some of the most unique and memorable images ever seen from angles that no other single camera in the world can achieve. We are delighted to have it.
What a great place.
Isn't this spectacular?
I mean, it really is. The view of the city, the field, it's that new turf that's got rubber in it and grass, and the footing should be very good. Rained earlier today, but what a night here in Seattle.
We have been treated to 2 spectacular stadiums so far this year.
Well,
Houston and here.
In Seattle, coming to Seattle, my wife was born and raised here. I've been coming here for years and years and years, and I didn't think the sun really shined here. But
we found out this week.
Yes.
We just kept coming here in November.
Doug Bryan to kick it away. Maurice Morris is the deep man, and he takes it from the 9-yard line. Morris across the 25 to the 26.
You heard Paul reference the offense and what the Seahawks want to do. They want to spread the field a little bit and try and get the running game going. Trent Dilfer manages a game very well, but the young wide receivers are going to have to make some plays. They're all in their second year. Sean Alexander in his second year has to be able to step up and be the guy that they can count on to power this offense.
And Alexander has only averaged 2.5 yards a carry this year. They start with 3 wide receivers, and Alexander tries the middle for a couple.
You know, on the other side of the ball, the Minnesota Vikings, you just saw them stop the run. That's what they say they have to do with their front 7. Stop the run, and then once they stop the run, you're going to see the Minnesota Vikings blitz on defense. They want to come after Trent Dilfer and force him to throw the ball.
They're really concerned about that young secondary, only 28th against the pass. Dilfer straight back, good protection. Bobby Ingram out of bounds at the 35-yard line. He beat Eric Kelly, had him by 2 steps, and a perfect throw from Dilfer.
Did you say in the opening that the Minnesota Vikings can't stop the pass?
Correct.
Boy, they can't.
Good job of protection. Lance Johnstone not getting a chance to pressure Trent Dilfer. Bobby Ingram, the most veteran of the receivers. He has 7 years. Everybody else is 3 and under.
Dilfer, who missed the first game of the year with a knee injury suffered in preseason, has started the last 2.
Just never really ever gets the credit for being the quality quarterback he is. Everybody says all he does is manage games. I beg to differ. All he does is win football games, and that's the object of this game.
You know, it was so interesting talking to him, and we're going to talk about him quite a bit tonight. But I was very impressed sitting down with him a couple of days ago, and he said how much he has learned and how much a calmer, quieter guy he is. He said, you know what? There's a reason why coaches call plays. We're supposed to execute them. Before, a long time ago, he used to fight it.
Only took me 10 years to figure that out.
Yeah, and then you get your leg broken.
Why do you keep doing that to me?
There was an interim in there.
Thank you. I worked for a little while.
It looks like both sidelines have lost use of their headsets.
No communication with the press box. Both teams have to put their headsets down.
Now this becomes interesting because remember, coaches communicate with their quarterbacks through the headsets. So now what happens, you can go to a walkie-talkie or you can go to a signal system. The defensive coaches don't have that ability to be able to communicate with their captain.
But I think it's easier for defense, though, don't you, Joe?
Oh,
I mean, just you swap a couple fingers, and you know, we have 4-3, 3-4. We're going to go after it.
Spotted just inside the 35. If one team loses the headsets, the other one has to give them up. Still for straight back. Blitz coming. Throws it away. Smart play.
See, this is what I talked about. They want it. The Minnesota Vikings, we want to stop the run. We cannot allow Sean Alexander to get started. He hasn't gotten started in the first 3 games. And then come after Trent Dilfer up the middle. And that's exactly what they just did.
And there you saw Trent Dilfer as he jogged back towards the huddle, running next to Mike Holmgren to find out what the next play was going to be. And Mike right now is very frustrated.
He's 0-3 and didn't expect it. And now Dilfer will change the play. James Williams is in as a wideout. And Dilfer with the quick out to Darrell Jackson. Tyrone Carter took him out of bounds. Holmgren now in his 4th year in Seattle. Only 24 and 27 here. He won a Super Bowl in Green Bay, went to another.
Yeah, but he had 1 quarterback in Green Bay. In the 4 years he's been here, he's had 5 starters at the position.
And not just 1 quarterback.
One special one.
Favre.
Yeah, he did it again today, didn't he?
Didn't he? 3rd and 7 for Seattle on its opening possession. Dilfer short set, complete to Jackson inside the 15. Carter makes the stop, but it's a first down.
Tyrone Carter, the right corner of the Minnesota Vikings, was a safety last year. He's just in his 3rd year. Here comes the blitz. Everybody picks it up. Carter makes the move. Jackson makes the move inside on Carter. Good catch of a ball down low. But Tyrone Carter really is a guy that Willie Shaw wanted to make a corner, and he's in a learning process.
Alexander lowers his shoulder and gets to the 11. When you look at that secondary, there's a converted safety at corner, a converted quarterback at safety,
and a converted wide receiver that comes in, Jack Brewer, as a nickel.
And they had a starter at one time, he's not playing tonight, Alford, who was a rookie, so they fill in with Brian Russell.
And now we've outlined Willie Shaw's dilemma.
Exactly.
The defensive coordinator of the Minnesota Vikings.
2nd and 9. Strong and Alexander are the backs behind Dilfer, who drops to throw. Plenty of time, and then smart play. Strong appeared to be open, but coming up quickly was Corey Chavis, and he may have caused some trouble if Dilfer threw it on target.
One of the things we talked about in the opening about Dilfer not moving, Joe, knowing the Minnesota Vikings knows that he's going to stay in the pocket, he's not going to run with the ball. But there are times like that one right there, he could have run with the ball and picked up 5 or 6 yards. Here is Trent Dilfer in the pocket now. Watch this. When you look upfield, here he is. I mean, there's room for him to run. Look left.
But it's
look
not
right.
It's not in his nature. Plus, he's got a bad knee.
Run anyway.
Dilfer back to throw. Dumps it off. Alexander. Needs to get to the 4 and is close.
He didn't make it. They got about a half a yard.
Wow, that's a quick call by you, Paulo.
My eyes are getting better.
The yellow line that you can see is just inside the 4-yard line. It appears they are right at the stripe.
And it also appears that Mike Holmgren has got the headset back on.
This is a very generous mark if they make it. Covering.
No,
Covering.
You're already on record, big fella.
All right. No, they missed it. They missed it.
Oh, by that much.
I said
what
that
do you
much.
do?
What do? You kick a field goal.
You're 0-3, you go for it.
Well, you still...
No, you're young, you're 0-3, you go for it.
I like the call.
And the reason why I like it is you're home. If it was on the road, it'd be a little bit different. I think coaches look at that. If I'm on the road, I'm away, I get the points. But if I'm at home, Minnesota has struggled offensively. You know the problems of Dante Culpepper. If they do turn the ball over on downs, Minnesota has a long way to go.
Next, what do you do on the play call? Seattle is 31st in the league rushing the football.
You make
go straight ahead.
You make Sean Alexander get it for you.
Dilfer, quarterback keeper, appears to have it with room to spare.
He actually got an entire yard.
Quick count.
Well, he may not be able to scramble, but he can run the sneak.
Nice call, Joseph.
1st and goal. Seattle inside the 3.
You know what really makes that quarterback sneak work is that little slight hesitation. When a quarterback goes up, he'll slight hesitate and then wait for the block to develop and then go.
See, evidently Mike's headset might have been working. It looks like the Minnesota Vikings are not.
So he has to give it up again. And Mike Tice has to be thinking, what else can go wrong?
Well, now, Mike Tice is going to say when he gets on offense, they're working again.
Well, in this case for Seattle, offensively, their tight ends have really been a big part of their offense down around the goal line. Tulu Mealy and Jeremy Stevens.
Play action, Dilfer. And again, a smart play, throws it away and takes it in the chops from Jim Nelson as he does.
Trying to get the ball to Tulu Mealy.
You know, again, we just see heads-up play. First of all, on the defensive side, Jim Nelson is the outside linebacker. He stays home, and he's blitzing from the outside in, which you're supposed to do. But then Trent Dilfer throwing the thing away.
The other thing that I've noticed about the Seattle Seahawks is they do not have a communication between sideline and quarterback with a signal system. Plays have to be run in.
Alexander to the goal line. Touchdown! A delayed call.
Out. Touchdown.
But touchdown nonetheless. So Mike Holmgren's gamble on 4th and inches pays off.
You know why? They go on a quick count. They never let Minnesota get set. They went up underneath center, one shot, snapped the ball, and they were gone.
And the other thing is Sean Alexander is in the air with his elbow on the ground, and you see him line up quick just in case there's a challenge.
And 61, Robbie Tobeck, the center, threw a hellacious block to get him in there. Dick Hantak, our referee tonight, as a marker goes down on the point.
Encroachment, defense, nose guard. It is a 5-yard penalty. It will be administered on the kickoff.
I like that, administered.
Assessed, ministered, administered.
Ministered's nice.
It is a good one.
Ryan Lindell is on for the point after. An impressive opening drive by the Seattle Seahawks. And they have a 7-0 lead at home over the Vikings. Randy Moss always seems to respond to trouble with wonderful games. Can he do it tonight?
Oh, Steve, I don't think you should hang the bug zapper over the Bud Light. That's really tacky.
Yeah.
Great party. Thank you.
Yeah, this dip is fantastic.
Great. I love these crunchy things on top. Are they caraway seeds?
Yes.
I didn't put anything on the dip.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
Great party, guys.
Fun.
Make it a Bud Light.
Suzuki, proud presenting sponsor of the Heisman Trophy.
I can't stand looking at that thing.
I think it's cool. It's Suzuki's first sport utility ATV, the Vincent 500 Automatic.
Let me tell you, that Vincent's one hard-working...
Hey, keep out
You're
of
not
it.
the boss of me.
I don't
and you know
believe
what?
you till
I
it's
would
like-
appreciate...
It's got style and a ton of great features.
Will you shut up?
Or you'll do what? Stare him to death?
Going down. Top level, chunky marinara. Next 3 levels, cheese and toppings. Ground floor, golden flaky crust.
If you're tired of wimpy, paper-thin pizzas, let us take you to the next level with the new Chicago dish from Pizza Hut. Level upon level of our most tantalizing ingredients, piled so deep, you're gonna need a fork. Go deep.
Going up.
On an all-new Beg, Borrow, and Deal, as Team Contact looks to put the moves on an NBA player. Will Team Kobe clean up or get washed out?
The weather really is bothering me today.
Beg, Borrow, and Deal, the new series from ESPN, Tuesday at 8.
Trent Dilfer 4 out of 7 on the opening drive that went 74 yards and put a touchdown on the board. It took 3:43 off the first quarter clock. And now the Vikings will have a chance to get the ball, and Randy Moss waiting his turn. Lindell to kick to Nick Davis and Doug Chapman. Davis, the rookie. Takes it at the 6. Cut down at the 17-yard line. Tim Terry, the linebacker, makes the big stop on special teams. Still early first quarter, 7-0 Seattle.
When you think it's time to buy a new car, you've got a lot to think about. And the information you need to make the right decision is at VHIX.com. VHIX.com gives you all the facts, the makes, the models, the engine, the transmission, the power locks, the power windows, the stereo, the airbags, the headroom, the hip room, the legroom, the colors outside, the colors inside, and of course, the prices. So don't go in circles. Go to the all-new, easy-to-use VHIX.com. Roadmap to the automotive world.
Hey, guys.
99.9 KISW. The Rock is back.
Hey man, it's Lars from Metallica here of KISW Rock.
KISW rocks. Howard Stern, mornings, 99.9 KISW. Rock.
The upsets, the rivalries. There's no football like college football. And now you get more than 100 additional games this fall with the ESPN Game Plan College Football Package on Sports in Demand. The best games, the major conferences. It's maximum college football. Call now to order.
Get the best in college football at the touch of a button on AT&T Broadband.
ESPN Sunday Night Football brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light. Suzuki, maker of innovative motorcycles and all-terrain vehicles, and proud sponsor of the Heisman Trophy Award. And go deep with the new Chicago dish, only at Pizza Hut. Just gorgeous scenery out here.
It seems funny seeing Seattle outside. I get so used to doing games in the Dome that it's a different atmosphere.
Did you forget the one at the Washington Stadium? Did I miss something in the rain, hanging over a ledge?
I did forget that.
We tried to forget that.
Oh.
See, I can block those things out of my mind.
Boy, was that awful.
Oh, but this place is just spectacular.
They did a wonderful job here.
The Vikings will start from their 17-yard line.
Now they got to step up on the field.
And I think it's important for Dante Culpepper to get off to a solid start, even if they hand the ball off a few times.
And they're still having problems with the headsets. That's why the delay.
That's Alex Wood, the quarterback coach, who will be relaying the plays in from Scott Linehan, who is the offensive coordinator, who for this game has moved upstairs. He'd worked the sideline the previous 3 weeks, doesn't feel comfortable, has always called games from upstairs. There he is. This is where he thinks he can see the most. I talked to him earlier today, and he said there was less emotion, less commotion going on, and he could see the field and get his thoughts more organized. And so give Mike Tice a lot of credit, the head coach of the Vikings. He put him up where he feels he can get the best job done.
I think an offensive coordinator, too, needs to be up there and away from the players because everybody's in your face and they're trying to do it. You just see it all.
Some of them like to be close to the action, though, Paul.
They start with a running play, and Michael Bennett is cut down before he can get going by Rocky Bernard, a rookie who is in there for John Randall. Mike Holmgren very high on him.
You saw what the Minnesota Vikings want to try and do in this football game. They believe that they have to come out and run the football. They've got to get Michael Bennett, Mo Williams, and Doug Chapman, their three-headed monster at the running back position, going. Then you'll be able to get to the receivers. But it all falls on the load of the offensive line, that young patchwork offensive line.
Bennett again gets a couple of blocks. Bennett out to the 24-yard line, about 3 shy of a first down. Marcus Bell made the stop. He's in there for Simmons. The Seahawks defense missing 4 starters tonight. 4 really good football players, and Mike Holmgren earlier in the week obviously upset about it when you play with 4 of your top 11.
John Randall, the motor that runs it. Sean Springs, your corner. And Anthony Simmons could be the fastest guy on the defensive side of the ball.
Third, call it 4. Mo Williams in as the running back. Culpepper throws to Moss, tipped away. Marcus Robertson, the safety underneath, got a hand on it.
You know, I like the first 2 calls, which are running plays, and then you're going to go to the guy they know they're going to throw to.
Well, you have to throw the football, Paul. You can't avoid it. There, Randy puts the move on Lucas, gets him falling down. Does a nice job of working to the second level. Marcus Robinson makes an excellent play.
Bobby Ingram will return punts tonight from the 18. Trying to get to the sideline, bounces off a couple of guys, and goes down at the 28-yard line. A 9-yard return after a booming 59-yard punt from Kyle Richardson. 7-0 Seattle. They have the ball when we come back.
Your knees. There you go. Excellent. Square your hips. That was good. All right. Back in position. There you go. Active feet, like a ballet dancer. There you go. Good. That's a winner.
This darn thing.
This darn thing.
With a great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light.
Thing's got some zip on it.
Red Dragon is a suspenseful masterpiece. It boasts the cream of the crop of acting talent, all at the top of their game. Red Dragon is mesmerizing from the very first frame. Brilliant. As thrilling as The Silence of the Lambs. Red Dragon, rated R, at theaters Friday.
This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the Virgin Islands. From the Redwood Forest to the blue-green waters. This land was made for you and me.
Discover the endless possibilities of St. Croix, St. John, and St. Thomas. After all, this land was made for you and me.
For you and me.
The people of Hawaii have survived Pearl Harbor and killer hurricanes. Wednesday, the new invasion continues. It's Comedy in Paradise with TV's funniest family. Don't miss part 2 of My Wife and Kids in Hawaii, Wednesday at 8/7 Central on ABC.
Seattle leading Minnesota 7-0 first quarter. Seattle's offense gained 7 first downs last week against the New York Giants. Their opening drive tonight, they had 4. Alexander. Nice hole up the middle, closed in a hurry out to the 31. Let's check in with Susie.
Mike, part of Trent Dilfer's growth process from being a self-confessed terrible leader in Tampa, where he often blamed everyone else, to a Super Bowl quarterback in Baltimore, was learning how to put all the blame on his shoulders. He believes if it makes everyone else around him better, he'll take the heat. Plus, this group is so young, he's not sure if they can handle all the negativity, but he's been there. He says he's been booed out of restaurants. The adversity made him tougher, and Mike, it's reshaped his image.
Susie, here's a guy who now will accept the blame for something he didn't even do, just to take the heat off his teammates.
Well, I don't know.
Remarkably different guy.
I don't know if that's smart.
Dilfer, short set. Great move outside by Corn Robinson, the second-year man out of NC State. Almost got away from Corey Chavis for a big one.
Paul talked about it in the open. Trent Dilfer's not going to run away in the pocket, which is great for his offensive line. Sets up and gets this offense started with a big play in the first series. Up the field to Bobby Ingram, the more veteran. Then out to Darrell Jackson, who's got all the excitement and energy. Another one to Darrell Jackson down the middle. 3 big plays on their opening drive for 74 yards and a touchdown.
Mike Holmgren really excited about his wide receivers. Alexander. 40. Cuts it back, picks up a blocker. Sean Alexander down to the 20-yard line. He hadn't been able to break anything all year long. He finally did. That one's 43 yards.
But I'll tell you what happens. You got a strong side linebacker, Jim Nelson, number 56, that gets himself caught inside. Boom, and they just kick out Tyrone Carter, and there's just nobody to fill from the inside. And then Sean Alexander gets in the open field. Goodbye.
Averaging only 2.5 yards a carry coming in. His long run of the season was 13 yards. Here he goes again. Alexander, touchdown.
Sean Alexander, touchdown, Seahawks.
Pretty good start for Sean Alexander. 6 carries, 71 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I think he loves Sunday night football. We've seen him run for over 200. That's the kind of running that Mike Holmgren has wanted and expected from Sean Alexander and hasn't seen in the first 3 games.
Lindell for the point after. Seattle has struck early and often. Alexander getting a little pep talk on the sideline as that was his drive.
On game day, access NFL.com for up-to-the-minute stats and live radio coverage. NFL.
Say you want to buy a luxury sedan. There's no better way to make sure you're buying the right luxury sedan than to look at a lot of luxury sedans. At VHIX.com, you can do just that. VHIX.com lets you compare up to 3 cars side by side. Standard features, additional options, warranties, safety ratings, technical specs, and prices. The all-new, easy-to-use VHIX.com. Roadmap to the automotive world.
You'll find that many of the designer suits that we sell for $200 are made with the same quality and care as those that others sell for twice as much, which probably explains why we can sell so many of them, which in turn explains why we can sell them for $200.
100% wool, $200. Men's Warehouse.
You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
To contact the store nearest you, call 1-800-776-SUIT.
The upsets, the rivalries. There's no football like college football. And now you get more than 100 additional games this fall with the ESPN Game Plan College Football Package on Sports in Demand. The best games, the major conferences. It's maximum college football. Call now to order. Get the best in college football at the touch of a button on AT&T Broadband.
Seahawks this time go 72 yards, and Sean Alexander with a 20-yard touchdown run, and an even bigger run to set that up. And it's 14-0 Seahawks. Battle of 0-3 teams. Randy Moss has yet to touch the ball. Culpepper threw it to him one time. It was batted down. Nick Davis from the 13-yard line on the high short kick. And Davis returns it to the 23 and no more. Monday Night Countdown at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN is the best place to get ready for Monday Night Football. Then on ABC at 9, it is Monday Night Football. Brian Griese and the Broncos travel to Baltimore to take on Ray Lewis and the Ravens.
Shannon Sharp gets to go back to a team that he helped take to the Super Bowl and go back home to Denver. So the guy's been great in both places.
Michael Bennett is the running back as Culpepper goes to the shotgun on 1st and 10. Pressure coming. This guy can really run. Oh! Stays in bounds and takes a shot. Chad Brown just leveled him.
I don't care. Dante Culpepper needed that. He needs to get rocked a little bit. He does. I'm telling you. From a quarterback's perspective, if you're a running quarterback, here he tries to deliver the blow, and Chad Brown says, no, you're not. But that's okay. I think this gets his head right in the game.
Tell you what, if you need to get hit hard, he just got exactly what he needed.
He's 20 pounds heavier than Chad Brown.
Not anymore.
It's not going to hurt him.
He just lost 12 pounds.
2nd and 6, Mo Williams is in. Bennett on the reverse. Room to run. Bennett with great speed. The Big Ten track champion taken out of bounds at the 49 by Reggie Tung, a gain of 22.
Randy Moss gets a tremendous block. I'll tell you what, you talk about, and this is what Mike Tice said, Randy Moss is back this year playing the way he used to play and blocking. Number 84, watch this. He comes down inside, bam! That is an outstanding block. He gets 2 people.
It doesn't have to be hard. He does a smart job of getting his head in front on Willie Williams and giving Mo Williams a chance to turn the corner.
Culpepper still in the shotgun. Throws incomplete, intended for Chamberlain. Reggie Tung, the veteran safety, was there to knock it away. Of course, the Vikings off to that 0-3 start. A lot of pressure on Culpepper. He has to shoulder a lot of the blame. In the first 3 games this year, he has thrown 6 interceptions, fumbled the ball 7 times. He has been sacked 11 times. Pretty wretched statistics for the first 3 games of the year.
And his eyes are now open, according to Joe.
That's right.
Mine would have been closed.
Wide open.
2nd and 10, Culpepper changing the play. Moss on the near side.
He's got one-on-one with Randy Moss. I'd take my shot with him.
And there it is. Moss in front of Lucas. Lucas, the 2nd-round draft choice out of Ole Miss. And here come the boos.
I just don't believe that you can go one-on-one with Randy Moss. See, Kenny Lucas, Moss does a little stutter go. Lucas never, ever gets a chance to find the ball, loses his footing. But this is what you need to do. If you get Randy one-on-one, give him an opportunity to make a play.
And throw it short. Let him come back to the ball. He knows where he's going. He knows where the ball is.
He puts such fear in defensive backs. Bennett. They string the play out. Bennett still able to turn the corner and gets inside the 30. The Randy ratio is something that the Vikings came up with at the start of the season, saying we need to throw to Moss 40% of the time. So far, they've thrown to him 41.5, completed 22 of the 61 that they've thrown to him, but 4 of 6 interceptions for Culpepper have come when he's tried to get the ball to Moss.
It basically means that he is the primary receiver on 40%, and every team has someone that they will do trying to get the ball to their guy.
And I think that thing has been horribly overblown. Who wouldn't want to get the ball to Randy Moss as often as possible? Culpepper on the run. Can't get away from Marcus Bell.
This is the problem when you try and force the ball to one receiver, and that's been Dante Culpepper's problem. You see Randy Moss, he's lined up top. He's going to come across the middle. Now, as Dante goes back, actually the guy that makes a big difference is the end. He steps twice. He double clutches to come up. It really throws the timing off, which forces the throw to be laid over the middle. Randy tries to make a play. Grant winds up with the interception. That's what happened to him last week. That was more Dante Culpepper and the pressure than anything.
The scramble by Culpepper, good enough for the first down. Then Bennett lowers his shoulder and pounds down to the 23, where Doug Evans, the former Green Bay defensive back, made the stop.
Michael Bennett, 4-yard average last year, down to 3.5. Really is one of 3 backs that the Minnesota Vikings feature. They like Michael because he has the ability to break away. Mo Williams is probably their most complete back when it comes to pass protection as well as receiving.
2nd and 8. Bennett diving close to the sticks, just inside the 16-yard line. Good block from David Dixon. More on Bennett from Susie.
Well, you've mentioned that he used to be a track star, so this offseason, to enhance his speed, he went back to running track meets, a pro circuit against past Olympians, and he set some personal best. He also dedicated himself to learning the nuances of the game, working with coaches on recognizing defenses. He said the game is so much slower for him now. Last year, it was like a bunch of Indy cars that he was trying to dodge. Now he's driving the car.
3rd and a yard, Susie. Culpepper. When you have a 260-pound quarterback, that's not a bad play.
I like the play, but I also with Michael Bennett, I like, when you go out and you run with some track people, I would just hope that all the time that he was running and sprinting, he had a football in his hand.
Or somebody chasing him.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is, we've seen today, watching the games, the guys are carrying the ball outside of their body and fumbling the ball. If you're going to get your speed going, you better get that ball where it's supposed to be.
And I think he's still young and learning, and it's good that he's trying.
Well, he is young. He only had 1 year as a starter at Wisconsin. Bennett was the deep man. Instead, they'll give it to Mo Williams. Not much there. Shoved back by Antonio Cochran and company.
Scott Linehan, the offensive coordinator of the Minnesota Vikings, made a point when I talked to him today. We're going to run the football. We have to run the football. That's all there is to it. We can't throw all the weight on Dante's shoulders. And that's what they've been able to do. They've run the ball 8 times on this drive and just thrown it twice.
And why not run it? You're running against a team that's like second to last as far as stopping the run in the National Football League, Seattle. Run it.
Culpepper scrambles to his right again, has room, got a block. Culpepper, touchdown. Michael Bennett was downfield and threw a sensational block to allow Culpepper to get into the end zone.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Michael Bennett just put the linebacker on his knees. You talk about adjusting from a pass route to a running route. Watch number 23. When he comes out, here comes the block. There it is downfield. He makes the play. This is outstanding. Here he is. Watch.
Great
Turn.
Look from Sky Cam.
Bam.
That's sensational camera work there. Gary Anderson re-signed a week ago after Doug Bryan missed a pair of extra points that cost them a game, is on for the extra point, and the league's all-time leading scorer is automatic. Culpepper makes it a 1-touchdown game.
No one spoils me like Mom, but Olive Garden comes close with their never-ending pasta bowl. They make all these delicious homemade sauces, then you pick which ones you want with which pastas. You get all you want, plus unlimited salad and breadsticks for $7.95. Olive Garden, when you're here, you're family.
I told you this thing was awesome. The 60-inch Plasma HD TV, 4 inches deep, from Zenith.
Yo, Busta Rhymes! I'm a huge fan. Thank you. I'm on a date with this honey, Erica. Right. Man, you could hook me up if you came by the table and said hi.
See what I can do, man.
Yo, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Hey, yo, dog, what's going on?
Buster, can't you see I'm busy? keeps calling me. I'm going to rap on my record.
You got disrespected. I don't think I got dissed at all. Why you say that?
Did y'all meet Erica yet?
From last night?
Life is best told over a great tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
Introducing Dockers flat front mobile pant.
Nice pants.
Hey Mo, what's better than one tire at a great price?
4 great tires, Manny?
Exactly. How about 4 great tires starting at less than $100?
4 tires starting at less than $100. Now that's great.
Great is what we do best.
Pep Boys, we're car people.
For the extra point and the win.
Snow.
All right.
Blizzard.
All right.
Get a choke? Oh, I guess not.
Sunday NFL Countdown, 11 a.m. on ESPN.
Spectacular scenes over Seattle, Washington. Last 3 days, the sun has shone brightly out here. It has been a magnificent trip for us. Maurice Morris returning the kick from the 10. Dives out near the 30. Thursday night, it's Bowden Bowl 4. Dad Bobby leads Florida State against son Tommy's Clemson squad. Running back Greg Jones leads the Seminole attack. Quarterback Willie Simmons directs the Tigers offense. It's College Football Thursday, 7:30 on ESPN.
And Bobby has beaten his son 3 times in a row, 3-0.
Yeah, boy, what a game that was between Louisville and Florida State. Louisville with the big upset over FSU in a horrible weather.
Yes, it was.
Oh, my.
3 wide receivers for Seattle and Alexander. Again, room off the left side. Breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. Flag is down as he reaches the 50. The Vikings have not tackled very well for a long, long time.
Well, they're all taking a gap all the way along the line of scrimmage. And what happens there is the strong safety, Brian Russell, his job, there's holding against Seattle, his job is to come up and fill the hole.
Another big run for Alexander, which will be wiped out.
Mike Holmgren has found a place where he wants to run the football, and that's off the left side behind Walter Jones and Steve Hutchinson.
Holding. Offense, number 84. 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down. First down.
Everybody wants receivers to block downfield. That's Bobby Ingram on Tyrone Carter. I don't know. I don't know.
Didn't see that.
I don't know. I just, receivers and DBs lock up when somebody's running. They're pushing and shoving.
Jim Nelson is down for the Vikings. The linebacker, they have already lost Lemansky Hall, and Patrick Chukwura is in his place. Nelson is filling in for Crockett, who is already injured. They are really down the list in linebacker.
The one left is Antonio Wilson to come in.
We talked to Greg Binkert yesterday about this defense of the Minnesota Vikings. He said everybody's got to get in the gap and be in the gap. And what's happening, they're running on this left-hand side. They're caving the defensive end in, and who is filling up into the hole, it becomes the safety, Brian Russell. On that last play, he filled up, missed the tackle in the hole, which he should have had. But everybody's got to be in a hole.
Last 3 runs for Alexander have gone for 43, 20, and 10. And now Dilfer to throw. And he's got his tight end, the rookie Jeremy Stevens, who is a huge target at 6'7".
Jeremy Stevens, one of the young, really great list of young tight ends that have come in. Miami's got one. Of course, New York has one. And they expect a lot out of this kid in here in Seattle. It's very hard for a big man to go down and get the ball. That goes to give you an idea just how good a ball skills he has.
Coaches said when they got him, there are not many like this guy. And Joe, you're right. It was a great year for tight ends in the draft. And they've got another good tight end, Atula Mealy. Seattle has moved the ball extremely well in the first quarter. Dilfer looks one way, then goes back over the middle. Corn Robinson. And has that kid grown up a lot since last year when he was a rookie?
Corn does. He gets himself open because this ball, if you take a look at Trent Dilfer, he's looking left first and then right. Watch Trent Dilfer look to his left. He wants to throw now. That's not there. He looks to his right, not there. And then he sees Corn right in the middle of the field. Number 81, Corin Robinson. He finds him, connects, first down. Corin knows how to get down.
Yes, he does. And Dilfer has hit 7 out of 10 so far for 95 yards. And at the end of the first quarter, the Seahawks driving with a 14-7 lead.
Looking around for a practical, affordable car? Running over here, running over there? It would be a lot easier to go to VHIX.com. VHIX.com has everything you need to know. Models, packages, standard equipment, options, reviews, and prices all in one website. Making shopping for a practical car, well, a lot more practical. The all-new, easy-to-use VHIX.com. Roadmap to the automotive world.
The Discovery Channel has created a monster. Monster Garage, where ordinary vehicles become extraordinary machines. Now, the Monster Garage is open for business, with Metal Maverick Jesse James leading new teams on new challenges.
You guys want to wrap this up, or you want to work all night?
Pop the hood on Monster Garage. Tomorrow at 8 Eastern and Pacific, only on the Discovery Channel.
The upsets, the rivalries. There's no football like college football. And now you get more than 100 additional games this fall with the ESPN Game Plan College Football Package on Sports in Demand. The best games, the major conferences. It's maximum college football. Call now to order.
Get the best in college football at the touch of a button on AT&T Broadband.
Welcome back to Seattle, where the Seahawks lead the Vikings 14-7. All week long, the Seahawks have been talking about how they needed to establish the run. They were 31st in the National Football League coming in. A major disappointment to them because they've got some pretty good guys in the offensive line, and Sean Alexander.
Sean Alexander, 83 yards rushing in the first quarter. Does that tell you everything?
Tells you everything. In Minnesota, they have to figure out a way not only to just stop the pass, which was a problem for them, they have to tackle better when they get the one-on-ones with Sean Alexander.
Blitz coming on. Dilfer hangs in there. Robinson can't come back and get it. Tyrone Carter coming on the corner blitz. Dilfer knew he was going to get leveled and still hung in there to try to deliver.
Willie Shaw, the defensive coordinator of the Minnesota Vikings, is going to blitz you about 40% of the time. The key is you have to figure out where they're coming from. Here's a case where Tyrone Carter comes all the way from the cornerback position. Trent Dilfer just happened to be turning, lucky enough to face him, and then got the ball off.
2nd and 10 for Seattle. Alexander, another gaping hole in that Minnesota defense, and a first down at the 36.
Tell you one thing the Minnesota Vikings ought to do when they go back home next week is learn how to tackle, because they haven't really tackled anybody.
Sean Alexander running through Kenny Mixon's arms. And Paul, it isn't that the young defensive backs are the ones that are missing it. The defensive linemen up front are having an opportunity to make a play on Alexander, but he's got the size and the power to break the tackles.
We're only a minute into the second quarter. He already has 94 yards rushing. Catches this pass underneath and taken down by Patrick Chukwura. Let's go down to Susie.
Well, how much did Mike Holmgren stress to us that they needed to get Alexander going early? And he said that after his struggles to run in the first 3 games, he spent the early part of the week pouring through film. And he saw that it was all about rhythm. When he gets the carries, he knows he can keep on racking it up. They start hammering that defense, beating them up. It gets better and better. Just watch what he can do in the 3rd and 4th quarter.
Absolutely. 2nd and 6. Draw play inside the 30-yard line, and that's Morris, the rookie out of Oregon.
The one thing about Sean Alexander, when you talk to him, he smiles. First of all, he loves to play on Sunday night because he always has a big game. But the thing about him is, he asked us, we are in this kind of in a slump. He said, well, not really. He's looking. He said, it won't take, won't be long before I get things back on track. And I figure I'll get it this Sunday, and which he has already started to do. He's an outstanding young man.
He carved up the Raiders in one of our games last year for 266. Dilfer, short set, throws a bullet. Robinson down to the 22. Seattle's offense operating at its best level all season.
Corey Chavis is right in Corin Robinson's hip pocket. Trent Dilfer just waits for Robinson to make the move, pushes outside, gets his body between the defender and the ball, and Trent hits him right between the 8 and 1.
It's a play where all three guys did exactly what they were supposed to do.
And when that happens, the defense usually loses.
That's right. Robinson goes wide left on 1st and 10. Alexander back in the eye. Play action, Dilfer. And gets out of bounds to the 18-yard line. See, Paul, he can scramble.
Yeah, he can run for his life.
See, I remember I said that about Vinny in the preseason, that Vinny Testaverde couldn't run.
And you'll never live it
And he went out and ran. We didn't
say he can't run. We said he doesn't run. He rarely does. He can't.
Oh, it went from doesn't to rarely. I like that.
Well,
you covered yourself perfectly.
Let me just tell you what, the way he runs, he shouldn't.
And Mike Holmgren is delighted that he doesn't run around a lot because this offense is geared to have his quarterback make plays. He was blessed with a couple of great ones in Favre and, of course, Young in San Francisco.
2nd and 6. Dilfer down the middle. Contact on Stevens, the tight end. No flag.
No, their legs just got tied up. They'll never call that. When your feet get tied up, that's okay. Tyrone Carter, number 22, is down there. Look at what. Now, what happens? They just trip over each other. Don't boo.
I think you missed the left arm that was wrapped around his waist.
You've got 5'8" going up against 6'8".
The 5'8" guy should be allowed to hold, don't you think?
Yep.
3rd and 6 for Seattle. Great protection for Dilfer. Tipped up in the air, almost picked by Greg Biekert.
Only bad pass he's thrown.
Tried to force this one in.
Yeah, he did. He tried to force this game into 2 defenders are there. I mean, he picked out his target. Look at Dilfer. He has picked out his target from the time he left the line of scrimmage until he throws the ball. Bad choice.
He waited so long and got so locked up that the center fielder was able to slide over and make a play on it. I believe that was Brian Russell.
Lindell will come in to try to hit from 33 yards, make it 36. And Ryan Lindell out of Washington State is perfect on the field goal. So Seattle has been a scoring machine tonight. They're up 17-7.
Monday Night Countdown, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN, delivered by UPS.
All rise.
I'm open over here.
Now this here, that's the drain plug. It lets the oil drain out into the pan. Remember, she's got a lot of mileage on her, but one day, she'll be all yours.
Help keep the family car in the family with Valvoline's Max Life. Max Life, the first motor oil specially formulated to recondition used seals to help prevent leaks, helping your higher mileage engine run for a long, long time.
After our naps, we'll flush the radiator.
Now there's an entire line of Max Life products that'll help keep your higher mileage car around for a long time.
ESPN Sunday Night Football is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37. Valvoline's Max Life, the first motor oil for higher mileage engines. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be. And Sega Sports. Aerial coverage tonight courtesy of Southwest Airlines over the beautiful Northwest.
That's right outside my room. I could see that for the last 4 days. Sun going down, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Of course, I was sleeping down by the pier most of the time.
I was just going to say, you could have seen it, I think you tried to say, didn't you?
Yes.
When the sun shines out here, is there anything better? This is beautiful.
Yeah, you don't have to wear a coat.
Well, the Vikings responded on the last scoring drive that Seattle put together. See if they can mount another one.
Nick Davis is deep along with Doug Chapman, his blocker. Davis this time from the 3, a better kick. Got a huge block and takes it out over the 30. Number 93, Darius Holland, who is a huge defensive tackle, just wiped somebody out. Here is our ETV poll question of the night. Should the Vikings have benched Randy Moss for what happened earlier in the week? Yes or no? You can vote right now. Log on to ESPN.com or NFL.com and click on the ETV logo. This will be interesting. Moss with 1 catch. Bennett, the running back, a 17-7 game. Culpepper short set. Gets it out to Derek Alexander, and Doug Evans is right there.
Mike, you mentioned the fact that Randy Moss has 1 catch, but it's the other ways he's contributing. This is the area that he's worked on. There's a big block that springs Mo Williams. Here he is up against Ken Lucas, making a play, a key first down. And then again, out throwing his body around. He understands that what he said has drawn a lot of attention, and he is working very hard to be the complete receiver.
Seattle may have jumped early. Culpepper, nice move to get free, looking for a block and slides in at the 41.
I really like the way Dante Culpepper is reacting. He's being very decisive, and that's a very important word when you're a quarterback. Make your decisions and go with them, whether it's throwing the ball or taking off to run. He's not getting trapped in the middle.
Offside. Defense, number 94, in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. 2nd down.
That's the veteran Chad Brown.
Chad Brown is such a good linebacker. When he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers, he was outstanding, and since he's been here in Seattle, he's been outstanding. This guy, and he lines up all over the field.
Another flag is down. They'll whistle this play dead, and I think they're going to lose the 5 yards they just got.
False start. Offense, number 61. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
And there is a guy you'd love to see have brilliant games the rest of his career. Lewis Kelly, out the first 2 weeks after the death of his wife Rakiva and his unborn child. She died of a rare blood disorder. He came back 2 weeks later. Had a poor game last week, as you might imagine. Very difficult to keep his concentration. But he says, you got to come back and play. This is my job. Bennett swallowed up by that Seattle defense. A unit which had been none too good through the first 3 weeks.
You know the one thing about it, yes, their defense is giving up so many yards rushing against them. But I'll tell you what, I just watching them through this first and second quarter, these guys on defense are really getting off the ball on time. All of them.
And we talked about it. They're missing 4 of their stars as they start to get players back. And now you all of a sudden build some depth with the guys that are playing now.
And they've got a bye week next week and then 2 huge games in their division, San Francisco and St. Louis. Speaking of St. Louis, ouch. Culpepper out in the flat, and that one is complete to Dwayne Bates, a free agent that they picked up from Chicago.
The difference in this football game as I watch it and Dante Culpepper is he's not getting locked on Randy Moss. You can see him surveying the field. He knows where he wants to go with the football. Very uncharacteristic in throwing the interceptions that he's thrown. He's a very high percentage passer. Broke Steve Young's record in college, over 72%.
He reminded you of that the other day.
Yes, he did.
Culpepper straight back. Now he takes off. It's a 260-pound quarterback and he gets it out to the 47-yard line. Ken Lucas with the tackle.
Dante Culpepper is in his 4th year, but you take a look at the players that he's lost. In the last 3 seasons, his offensive line, you got wide receivers tight end Jeff Christie, Randall McDaniel. Of course, Robert Smith is gone. Todd Stussey's traveled on. Corey Stringer passed away. Brad Badger, another offensive lineman. And Chris Carter in 2001. As he has grown in this business, he's lost people around him. Now he has to find a way to be the leader of this ball club.
Fake the end around to Moss, give it up the middle to Bennett. And you know, one thing about that, Mike Tice deserves a lot of credit as the offensive line coach for keeping that group together in the face of losing all those guys. And virtually everybody he lost was a Pro Bowler, and he still found a way to put 5 guys together.
When you take a look at Dante Culpepper, I mean, this guy hasn't been around that long, but he sat down in that meeting with us and said, hey, I'm the leader of this football team. I'm supposed to be. I'm the quarterback.
And he was from day one.
He was. That's what he said. I mean, he told it. I think that what he's doing tonight shows a lot of maturity.
Mo Williams in on 3rd and 1. And they throw for Moss. Great awareness of where he was and what he needed. Moss dives for the first down.
You know, we're not seeing a different Randy Moss, but we are seeing a different Dante Culpepper.
That's what I'm saying.
Randy Moss is going to play his game and do with the things that he does in his game. Culpepper has, I think that the best thing that's happened to him is he found out that there are other people on this football team besides Randy Moss.
And the other thing is he's running with the football. But somewhere in the course of the night, they have to take a shot down the field with Randy.
They will.
Oh, they will.
Both of you.
Yes. Chapman is the running back. And he'll get a carry. Chapman, big hole up the middle. Fighting for extra yardage. Referees go flying as well as players. And Chapman very close to another first down. Tim Terry made the tackle.
I tell you, this, when Joe was talking about it earlier, that they have 3 running backs. They do. Bennett, Williams, and now Doug Chapman. Take a look at this. Here goes Chapman. Nice step back to the inside, reads the hole, and then the power afterwards.
Chapman's averaging 7.5 yards, a little over 7.5 yards a carry.
Seattle uses a timeout with 6:54 to go in the half. 17-7 Seahawks.
On an all-new Beg, Borrow, and Deal, as Team Contact looks to put the moves on an NBA player. Will Team Kobe clean up or get washed out?
The weather really is bothering me today.
Beg, Borrow, and Deal, the new series from ESPN, Tuesday.
When you think it's time to buy a new car, you've got a lot to think about. And the information you need to make the right decision is at VHIX.com. VHIX.com gives you all the facts, the makes, the models, the engine, the transmission, the power locks, the power windows, the stereo, the airbags, the headroom, the hip room, the legroom, the colors outside, the colors inside, and of course, the prices. So don't go in circles. Go to the all-new, easy-to-use VHIX.com. Roadmap to the automotive world.
The upsets, the rivalries. There's no football like college football. And now you get more than 100 additional games this fall with the ESPN Game Plan College Football Package on Sports in Demand. The best games, the major conferences. It's maximum college football. Call now to order.
Get the best in college football at the touch of a button on AT&T Broadband.
This is your own personal assembly line, where deals are made just for you. Like this week's special, the Compact Presario 6000 TPC. It's got an Intel Pentium 4 processor that delivers performance where you need it most. You'll also get a monitor, built-in networking card, and right now, a free CD burner or DVD upgrade. And it's just $7.99. So call 1-800-336-1366, and we'll line one up for you.
Seahawks on top of the Vikings, 17-7, second quarter, 6:54 to go. It takes a lot of class for a man like Red McCombs to come up here and join us. He hasn't talked to anybody about the situation that's gone on this week with everything that has gone on. Thank you so much for doing this.
Well, we're delighted. We're great to, we're just great believers in the NFL, and we're delighted that you guys are doing this game tonight, and I'm happy to be here.
Red's going to be with us for a few minutes. Vikings on a drive from the 35-yard line. First down, Culpepper to throw. Takes off again. and cut down for a loss of about 4. What is your take on the Randy Moss situation? I think everybody in the country knows he was arrested on a minor traffic incident earlier this week, spent the night in jail. How do you feel about the whole thing right now, having a chance to look at it?
Well, it's certainly an issue, and it creates some problems. It creates some obstacles, and obviously we have to take a look at it. The NFL is such a great program for all of our country. But we work with Randy every day, and we know that Randy's a good guy. So that fit into making decisions.
Red go to the ground, and a swarming Viking defense going to create, or a Seahawks defense going to create another loss.
Red, do you feel like you committed an awful lot of money to Randy? Are you getting the return on your dollar from your star player?
Well, Randy didn't have his best year last year. There's no question about that. He still had a good year. We think Randy has a long career ahead of him, Joe. So obviously that's what star players get in this league. We didn't set that up. That's what happens.
3rd and 13. Culpepper goes to the shotgun. 4-man rush. Good protection. Now it breaks down, and Culpepper throws on the run, complete, and a broken tackle by Mo Williams for the first down. Great job by Culpepper, and then Mo Williams got the extra yardage to keep the sticks moving.
This is all Culpepper. This is the guy that we came to see. Dante Culpepper on this play here. Watch this. Here comes Chad Brown, and he can't get to him. Dante just stiff arms him. And watch this throw to the outside. When you get to the outside and then pick up the first down, it's all Dante.
It's also an excellent job by the offensive line, giving enough time for the receivers to find a place. And how about Mo Moore?
Culpepper, 5 out of 7. Also rushed 5 times, 27 yards. Culpepper looks for the end zone and overthrown, intended for Derek Alexander.
Let me ask you a question. When they were talking about, that we did a survey, should you have benched Randy Moss? And obviously, the question came up, and it had to come to you also as the owner.
Well, there's no question. It came to me. I've been in contact with Mike Tice every hour, virtually. And I think that Mike has handled this from his end there very well. And it didn't appear to us that this was in the best interest of anybody. We did hear from fans. We heard from people who wanted to bench him, wanted us to release him, all sorts of things.
I imagine you heard for some other teams that wanted you to release him so they could get him.
Well, I've thought about it a lot. Would we make the same decision if this were a third stringer, let's say? Well, we probably wouldn't, quite honestly. But we know that Randy is a good guy. We know that he works hard every day. We have a team of 53 players, and those players want Randy on this team. So there are a lot of considerations here.
I just think it's superb the way that this entire team has rallied around him.
3rd and 5 for the Vikings. Blitz coming. Moss. Double team, can't get the first down.
That's an excellent job by Seattle's defense. One took the position inside. Another player, Marcus Bell, took the position outside. This is a good job of a defensive back and linebacker working together. Here comes the blitz off the corner. Lucas comes outside. Bell comes inside. They really don't give Randy any place to go to get the first down.
Gary Anderson, who was re-signed last week, comes on for the field goal. Mike Tice told me something funny last night, Red. He said the only time you've gotten miffed at him at all is after the missed extra points in the field goals. He said you might want to think about getting Gary back in here.
Well, it got a little stronger than that, actually.
I was going to let you tell that instead. Anderson gets the field goal. Red, thank you so much. Very kind of you to be here.
Well, what we need is a W, and a lot of these things wouldn't look quite as the same way they look now.
I am Emmitt Smith.
I'm Emmitt Smith.
I'm Emmitt Smith.
I am
Emmitt Smith.
I am Emmitt Smith. No, really, I am.
Worried that the you shopping online isn't really you? That's why there's Verified by Visa, a security service that helps protect Visa cards from unauthorized online use with a personal password. This service is only available on select Visa cards issued by participating financial institutions.
I am Emmett Smith.
Please.
To learn more and to check if your card is eligible for this service, go to visa.com/verified.
Yeah, where'd you go last night?
We will party hard. So let's get a party going. Let's get a party going. Now it's time to party and we'll party hard. Party hard. So let's get a party going. Let's get a party going. Now it's time to party and we'll party hard. Party, party hard.
Where did you go?
Nowhere.
So let's get a party going. Let's get a party.
Rated E for everyone.
Coming up on SportsCenter, analysis and playoff predictions from our Major League Baseball experts. Did Randy Moss distract the Vikings? And Chris Berman counts down his top 10 plays of the week. SportsCenter after the Vikings and Seahawks on ESPN.
The Vikings have come back to make it a 17-10 game. Seahawks over Minnesota. We are in the beautiful Northwest. And Culpepper and Moss with a 14-play drive that took 8:33 off the clock. They only got a field goal out of it, but it cut the lead to 7. Morris cut down as he reached the 20. Rodgers and Williams on the tackle. It's a 7-point lead in Seattle.
For the extra point and the win.
Snow.
All right.
Blizzard.
All right.
Get a choke? Oh, I guess not.
Sunday NFL Countdown, 11 a.m. on ESPN.
Looking around for a practical, affordable car? Running over here, running over there? It would be a lot easier to go to VHIX.com. VHIX.com has everything you need to know. Models, packages, standard equipment, options, reviews, and prices all in one website. Making shopping for a practical car, well, a lot more practical. The all-new, easy-to-use VHIX.com. Roadmap to the automotive world.
The upsets, the rivalries. There's no football like college football. And now you get more than 100 additional games this fall with the ESPN Game Plan College Football Package on Sports in Demand. The best games, the major conferences. It's maximum college football. Call now to order.
Get the best in college football at the touch of a button on AT&T Broadband.
If life is indeed a journey, to be successful, you'll need a guide. An expert on investments, education funding, and 529 plans. A guide you can trust, whose only measure of success is yours. U.S. Bancorp Piper Jaffray, guides for the journey.
17-10 Seahawks. Seattle takes over at its own 20-yard line.
Skycam.
Take you where you haven't been before.
Blitz coming. Dilfer screen to Alexander.
Oh, the perfect call.
Alexander breaks the tackle off to the races. Needs a block. Goodbye, Sean Alexander. Touchdown. 80 yards.
Inside screen to Sean Alexander. 80 yards from Trent Dilfer. And the Seahawks touchdown.
The perfect call against the blitz.
But I will tell you one other thing, Joe, and it's all yours, is, boy, the blocking downfield was absolutely superb.
They get most of the Vikings out of the way, and then you look at the wide receiver, Corn Robinson, number 81, coming in, and then it becomes Sean Alexander's speed. This is what they wanted when they drafted him last year. Somebody who can break the big plays.
Lindell for the point after. Sean Alexander already has 186 yards in total offense. We're only in the second quarter.
I'll tell you, Jeremy Stevens, the tight end, got a sensational block. And just take a look at Sean Alexander. Once, actually, he cleared the 50. There was really nobody that he had to worry about because he still had a whole gang of blockers in front of him. That's what I was talking about. You know, you can run a play, and you can be on the other side of the field and just say, well, it's going the other way, and I don't really need to do things. Yeah, you do.
You know, coaches always tell you the other team scores, you have to come out and respond. It took Minnesota over 8.5 minutes on that last drive to get 3 points. Seattle takes 12 seconds, gets a touchdown.
Well, when you rush 7 and there are only 4 left, and then you've got linemen and wide receivers and tight ends, you're outnumbered, and that's exactly what happened to Minnesota's defense.
And they are on their feet in Seattle. Dilfer, an 80-yard touchdown pass on the screen.
Those are the kind of stats you like as a quarterback. Touchdown pass, 80 yards. You only threw it 4, but that's okay.
That's all right.
See,
you're also the guys that get the interceptions on balls that are tipped.
Yeah, but they shouldn't get credit for that 80. You should get credit for the 4.
Don't let the linebacker come out at you.
Lindell to kick it away. Davis, who's getting a workout, is deep. 24-10 Seahawks.
All you need is a kick return now for a touchdown.
Davis from the 5. Takes a rip as he got back to the 30. He was drilled by Tim Terry, his second big tackle on special teams.
I'll tell you, we got a couple of guys down on the field.
Well, next Sunday night at 7:30, join Chris Berman and Tom Jackson. They'll have NFL primetime. Then Tim Couch and the Browns will host Ray Lewis and the Ravens on ESPN Sunday Night Football. That's an 8:30 start next Sunday night.
The Browns lost a heartbreaker today to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who got off the schneid. They found a way to win.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, when you see Baltimore, Ray Lewis, 52, does that tell you anything? I mean, 3 out of the last 5 years he's led the league in tackles. Ray Lewis comes to play.
Nick Davis is trying to figure out where he is right now.
Thursday.
This could have been a fumble. The ball came out when he got hit. And the question is he airborne or is he on the ground when the ball comes out?
I think that's loose.
Recovered by the Seahawks.
And it is ruled a fumble and recovered by Seattle.
Now I think Mike Tice will be obliged to challenge.
He's got it out. He's got the hanky out. He doesn't know where to throw it at.
And I think obliged, Joe, is the perfect word. He can ill afford to have this happen.
He has to.
One of the things that Mike Pereira...
Challenging the call on the field.
One of the things that Mike Pereira...
Covered by Seattle.
And the officials told us, boy, and is it really working well? And I saw it work again today, is to tell the officials not to blow the whistles too soon.
Absolutely.
And on this play here, the whistle had not blown. And take a look at this.
Number 59, Antonio Wilson, comes in, and he hits him right square in the mouth. And the ball just comes loose. I think he's almost half out in the air when that ball comes flying out.
I mean, this is just a super hit.
Well, now that angle's a little bit different. Is his rear end on the ground?
I think that first replay really shows you. You can join in this replay challenge and vote. Log on to ESPN.com or NFL.com. Click on the ETV logo.
I'm sorry, that was Tim Terry that put the hit on.
Yes, it was. And your point about the whistles is well taken. How many times in the past have we criticized the officials for quick whistles when they shouldn't have blown it because the play wasn't really dead yet? This year they have done an exceptional job with it.
I think one of the biggest problems before was that they'd go through this long discussion, Joe, for 10 minutes, and then the referee would come and say, there was an inadvertent whistle, which was bull.
I think they've done an excellent job of streamlining the process and getting the game moving along. But what a hit Tim Terry put on it.
Let it stand 78%, 22 to overturn.
Obviously, those votes coming from Minnesota.
Just a little update on Sean Alexander. The longest reception he had up to this date was 28 yards. He's just set a new standard.
I don't imagine the longest run. Well, we saw the longest run that he had against Oakland when we did the game last year.
If Sean Alexander could play an entire season on Sunday night, he'd break every record in the books.
Emmett would have to be concerned right now.
Here we go.
After reviewing the play, the returning player lost possession of the ball prior to hitting the ground. It is a fumble recovered by Seattle. First down. Minnesota is charged their first timeout.
He lost the ball when he was airborne.
And timeouts right now are the least of Mike Tice's troubles.
Right. And I really feel like this is the perfect opportunity to be able to come out, run a little play action, because that's what Seattle does, and try and get a big score right away. You got it with the screen the last time you had the ball. Now you take a shot again.
We have not heard the name Darrell Jackson tonight, and he is their leading receiver. 20 catches coming in.
First drive, he made a couple of plays. He's in the slot inside of Bobby Ingram on the right side.
Alexander instead, no place to go this time. Just slides inside the 30.
This is a critical series for Chris Hovan and this Minnesota defense. They have got to shut this offense down. If the field goal is tried from this distance, it'll be a 47-yarder. So the percentages are in your favor a little bit, but they're really going to have to play hard, Biekert and that whole group, not to let this game get out of hand.
Biekert was a wonderful pickup for this defense. The veteran middle linebacker cut very late by Oakland. Dilfer. Jackson to the 3. Ronnie Bradford saved the touchdown, at least temporarily. Boy, Dilfer's thrown some beautiful balls tonight. Seattle hitting on all cylinders. We've reached 2 minutes.
Jack Daniel's Original Hard Cola, a premium malt beverage as unique as the people who drink it. Come as you are.
There's a place where I get my favorite Italian sauces, with all kinds of pastas, plus unlimited salad and breadsticks. Sounds like Mom's house, but it's Olive Garden and their never-ending pasta bowl for $7.95. Olive Garden, when you're here, you're family.
My son Brian and I are making sure everyone in Chicago is eating good.
Hello.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, thanks. You need some nice, hot, chunky soup to fill you up right.
Introducing Campbell's Chunky Herb Roasted Chicken with potatoes and garlic. Big chunks of savory roasted chicken and loads of veggies.
Are you a good player? He's a great player. Do you want to see?
Duck, duck, goose. New Campbell's Chunky Roasted Favorites fill you up right.
Mo, let's install Pep Boys Futura tires on every truck on the road.
That's a lot of truck tires, Manny.
Let's roll out Futura Scrambler truck and SUV tires starting at just $49.99 each.
Whoa, at $49.99 each, everyone will have Futura Scramblers.
Pep Boys, we're car people.
There's an easier way to get the gear the pros wear. Call 877-NFL-SHOP for your free team catalog.
The Seahawks have already racked up 315 yards in total offense and have a 24-10 lead, and they have a first and goal at the Minnesota 3.
Sean.
Sean indeed walks in. Touchdown.
From 3 yards out. Touchdown.
Spread him out and run it up the middle.
A career-high 4 touchdowns for Sean Alexander. The smile on the face of Robbie Tobeck says it all.
You know, it was almost like there wasn't anyone there. Watch this.
There isn't.
Look at, I'll tell you what. Max Strong got a sensational block, number 38, the fullback. Right in the hole.
This Seattle football team has some very talented players on it. And they are not done yet. They have lost their first 3. This would make them 1-3. They get a bye week, and they've got a chance to come back. 14 points for Seattle in the last 56 seconds. They're up 31-10.
We saw the touchdown, but the play that gave him the opportunity, you have to know where Darrell Jackson is lined up to see that it's a problem. That's Darrell Jackson in the backfield. He's coming out and running right down the middle of this formation. Normally, you won't see a wide receiver lined up in the backfield. So he gets behind the linebackers quicker than a back would, makes an excellent catch on a very well-thrown ball.
Seattle will now have to defend sort of a remarkable streak. 21 straight games they have gone, as you see the numbers on Alexander, without giving up a single point in the 2-minute drill. Nothing.
You know that you're talking about a Seattle team that was averaging 12 points a game. 12 points a game.
That'll get your old average up.
But also, as far as Minnesota goes, last week against the Carolina Panthers, the most effective drive they had on offense was a no-huddle offense, and it's something that I think Dante Culpepper can run very well.
And it's something they may have to go to very early in this game. They're already down by 21. Dwayne Bates is now back to return.
No.
Delayed and takes it out of the end zone anyway. Pays for it. Fumble. Seattle looks to have it. Bates was ripped by Tim Terry again. If he's not the special teams player of the week, there should be an investigation. He is just killing people.
You know, the one thing about on special teams, when you go down the field, it is reckless abandon. But what you have to do is get yourself under control. And when you look at Terry get himself under control, look at this. Wham! He goes right at the ball. I mean, you talk about sacrificing your body.
Oh, and he's coming like a missile. Watch the right part of your screen. That's the first mistake. The second is you don't see the train coming. Oh, he comes around the corner.
My, oh, my.
And Mike Tice sees it dissolving in front of him. Alexander, touchdown! Holy cow!
You know, it's not like they're discriminating on one side of the line or the other. They're going everywhere. They went up the middle the play before that with Sean Alexander. Now they just went to Walter Jones and Hutchinson's side on the left-hand side.
There isn't any support. There's no support whatsoever from the secondary.
Walter Jones, the left tackle's only been back 2 weeks. He was a holdout. 21 points in the last minute and 5 seconds. At this rate, they'll hit 600. When you ask Sean Alexander about playing on Sunday night, for some reason he just starts to drool. He has such exceptional games when we're here.
Well, he's going to try to get traded to Cleveland for next week so he can play Sunday night in Cleveland. I mean, it's true. He was... Folks, I'm going to tell you something. When we talked to him on Friday, he just smiled about playing on Sunday night. I mean, it isn't like that's the only night or only day of the week that he plays. But the guy has had some great games on Sunday Night Football.
Seattle has had the ball 6 times tonight. They have 5 touchdowns and a field goal. I'm sure Mike Holmgren is going to talk to him about that field goal.
And you saw Greg Biekert trying to fire up a defense that's got to be shell-shocked at this point. They are all shaking their head trying to figure out what the answers are. The answers are there's no secondary support to even get a hand on Sean Alexander.
And at least not a turnover on the kickoff as Mo Williams returns. Sean Alexander tonight. This is the first touchdown as he just powers his way into the end zone. Then a great break up the middle. Look at the lack of tacklers till he gets to the goal line. Here's the 80-yard screen pass from Dilfer. A couple of great blocks at the line of scrimmage and downfield. This was just a minute ago, and this was just 10 seconds ago. They look like replays, but they're not. They're all different plays. 38-10. And the defense doing its part. Here are the numbers on Alexander. 111 rushing, 92 receiving, 5 touchdowns. We're in the second quarter.
All he is, he just likes to set records where people can see it.
Culpepper under pressure. This one's picked off by Reggie Tongue. If he stayed in bounds, it's a touchdown.
Pass intercepted.
And there's a flag down at the end of the play. A 46-yard interception return.
Well, Randy Moss was running straight up the field on an old, they used to call a streak play. He was just flying, and Culpepper let it go, and it was short.
Holy cow.
Personal foul. After the score, number 92. It's against. This is Seattle.
That's Darius Holland.
The personal foul was on 92 of the returning team, of the intercepting team. The personal foul occurred after the touchdown. The touchdown is good. We will penalize 15 yards.
Well, it's 92 Seattle. That's King. But it hardly matters at this point. The extra point will make it 45-10. I'm almost surprised Sean Alexander didn't intercept that and run it back.
Or lateral it back to him and let him score again.
Well, Mike Tice just has to feel like he has been steamrolled.
Before they fumbled a kickoff return, Mike Tice, we had the camera on him. He was on the sidelines, and he said, it's our ball. Let's protect it. And the first thing that happens, they fumble on the kickoff return.
The question is, does Reggie Tongue step out of bounds? Dante trying to go down the middle. Doesn't even see Reggie Tongue. Now watch as he heads towards the sideline. Does he stay in bounds? It sure looks like it from there, and just cruises on into the end zone.
28 points in the last 1 minute and 47 seconds for Seattle.
I'm going to assume that's an NFL record. Here's the question.
Number 25 is Tongue. One, done. No.
Play to see if the intercepting player had stepped out of bounds.
This will be an easy call. The replay showed definitively that he did not. That was only the 6th career interception for Reggie Tongue.
Look at Reggie. The only one that's in question is not this foot now, not that one. It's this one. And watch him come back inside. That's perfect. He's in bounds all the way. Here it is again. It's right foot, not that one, this one. And that's in bounds.
Keep in mind, inside of 2 minutes, Mike Tice cannot challenge. This has to be an official review from the box. And that's what the officials are looking at. And this place will erupt, I'm guessing in about 20 seconds.
The extra point still pending this challenge. And what do you do if you're a coach or a player on a team that is getting dusted like this in the first half?
Paul and I have been there. We've been in football games like this. Unfortunately, what you do is you go in at halftime, and the truth of the matter is you have to say, don't look at the score.
Yeah, fire up the bus.
Don't look at, well, you would. You can't look, in Mike Tice's case, guys now are playing for jobs.
4 interceptions a week ago. Throws this pick. This run back for a touchdown. And here's Dick Hantak.
After reviewing the play, The call on the field of being inbounds all the way and returning for a touchdown is confirmed. Touchdown, Seattle.
I like the way Dick explains things.
In the last 141, Minnesota has run 2 plays. Seattle has scored 4 touchdowns. Unbelievable.
This is not the week that Mike Tice would ever like to see again.
The point after is good. And you had the feeling either Minnesota was going to come out here and really respond, Randy Moss was going to have a huge game, or they were going to get blown away.
They did up until the screenplay. I thought they did a good job. Seattle went down, got the field goal. They came back, got the field goal. It was a 7-point game. And then all of a sudden, the screenplay started the dam breaking.
Coming up at the half, the Toyota halftime show. Chris Berman with the fastest 3 minutes in television. We'll take a look at the big sticks. And the Major League Baseball playoff picture is set and ready to go.
Cardinals. St. Louis Cardinals.
Now remember, there's going to be a 15-yard penalty on this kickoff. So,
onside?
No, what I want to say is Minnesota's going to have good field position, but it doesn't make any difference. Here's Sean Alexander. Sean, you have 5 touchdowns, Sean. Smile.
And Dante Culpepper has to figure out a way to get his game back so that he can go out and at least execute the offense. That's what you're looking at doing right now. Not making mistakes, but trying to execute the offense.
Mo Williams will wait near his 10-yard line for the kick by Ryan Lindell. And Randy Moss trying to stay loose. Mike Tice trying to stay sane.
Of course, Mike Tice played here in Seattle for a while. This is not a very welcome homecoming for him.
A wonderful tight end for 10 years for this franchise. Played 14 in the NFL. Williams from the 18-yard line. Swallowed up at the 34. Orlando Huff, first man in on the tackle this time. This is the most points the Seahawks have ever scored in a half.
I'm going to guess 5 touchdowns by a single player would probably be a team record.
Probably a good guess.
I'm going to guess
that one's a little deep in the record book. We're still thumbing through that one. Still have a minute to go in the half. The shell-shocked Vikings have the ball. Culpepper past the line of scrimmage, gets out of bounds across the 40.
Gale Sayers had 6.
That was in a game.
Yeah.
This is a half.
Well, it's not over with.
That's true.
I think the term "there's a buzz" in the stadium applies. Just unbelievable.
It's a good thing for the Vikings this is not in Minneapolis. This would be very ugly right now.
It's ugly anyway, Mike, if you're a Viking.
Complete to Derek Alexander, who's getting the start tonight over Bates, and he's tackled by Chris Richard, a rookie corner out of USC, but this will come back because of a holding call. And there's the expression, Mike Tice, that's perfect. Just perfect.
Well, you know, yesterday, nobody was more honest than...
Paul, you're absolutely right.
There was no one more honest yesterday than Mike Tyson. He sat there and he went down almost player for player in trying to tell us, you know, I'm playing with a lot of backup people. I'm playing with a lot of injured people. And he's
playing with a lot of young guys on defense.
Young guy, and he said it's not an excuse, it's just a fact.
Well, that's one of the reasons Dennis Green isn't here after a 5-11 record last year. And the reason Mike Tice got the job. And he is a guy who has proven as an assistant coach that he knows what he's doing. Moss, lateral, hook and ladder. Mo Williams, nice play down to the 35.
Well executed. You don't get a chance to see the execution very often. Normally, that play is run where a receiver will hook inside the numbers and a back will come out of the backfield or across the formation and make the play. Watch this. Good protection up front. Seattle dropping way back. They have a little bit of a cushion. Randy Moss the presence of mind to come inside, try and throw a block, and then pitch it out to Mo Williams. And then he gets out of bounds.
Blitz coming. Culpepper throws complete. This one caught by Dwayne Bates. And Bates brought down at the 25 by Marcus Bell. Clock is still running, and Mike Tice wants to know why. They appeared to call timeout with about 28 seconds on the clock. It's down to 24.
Just remember, he's down when that ball goes down. You cannot fumble the ball forward. So it comes back to where, even though it goes out of bounds, it goes back to where he went down.
And Dante has run all the way back onto the field to, I believe, try and get some more time put back on the clock.
They'll spot it just outside the 25.
Well, the end of the run was a first down, even though the ball was fumbled forward, but it comes back to that point.
And you see Mike Tice signaling 4 seconds. That's what he thinks should be back on the clock. And here are the quarterback numbers. Culpepper with 89 yards. Dilfer already with 212.
80 of it coming on a screenplay.
Quarterbacks,
but
this
very
year so
efficient.
far, big numbers. A lot of big numbers.
This year is the year of the ball in the air everywhere. 40, 50 passes a game. Saw New England try it again today. Boy, what a job Marty Schottenheimer's done in San Diego. 4-0 Chargers.
They put 2 seconds back on the clock. They compromised. Culpepper throw behind Chamberlain, and Chamberlain blasted by Willie Williams. Boy, that's when a quarterback puts a guy in a tough spot.
And if you're a defensive back for the Seattle Seahawks, this game has just become so much fun because you know that Minnesota is going to have to try and put something up now. I think the second half will be different. I wouldn't be surprised if they try and run the ball and run a normal game plan in the second half. But right now, you know the ball's going to be in the air.
Wait. You're down 35 points going second half. Normal game plan?
You can't catch them.
Buffalo caught Houston.
This is
Buffalo stands in the pocket, tipped, almost caught anyway. Derek Alexander nearly got it. Marcus Bell with a deep drop, tipped it in the air. Alexander nearly made the catch inside the 2.
Alexander working the middle. Look at this. Again, Marcus Robinson just manages to get a hand on it.
Well, watch this ball. First of all, is tipped up in the air first. It's tipped by the linebacker. And then Marcus Robinson. I mean, just staying with the play and knocks the ball away. Marcus Bell tipped it up. Marcus Robinson knocked it down.
Culpepper with excellent protection goes for the end zone. Moss jump ball incomplete. Again, Lucas was right there, and Moss couldn't haul it in.
Boy, don't kick a field goal here.
I think it's the right decision. I really do. I mean, this game has reached a point where it's out of hand, and I think you make decisions to get any kind of points, anything positive on the board.
Gary Anderson, the leading scorer of all time, will come in and try from 44 yards. He's already hit from 35. Squibb may have been tipped at the line.
Did I say don't kick a field goal?
He didn't.
Yeah, he heard me. Oh, they let the clock run out.
And the half ends on another sour note for Mike Tice and the Minnesota Vikings. What a half for the Seahawks. 45-10. Let's go to Susie.
Mike, 3 turnovers tonight. That's a 14 total for the season. How do you work to correct that?
Well, I tell you what, we just got to keep talking about not turning the football over. Turnovers, they can score points. When you turn the ball over in their territory, they score points quickly. It demoralizes your football team. So we got to come out in the second half. We get the ball first. We got to score a touchdown, and we've got to settle down. That's the best thing we can do right now.
A mental job now. How do you keep this team from having their heads down?
Well, they got to keep their heads up. We're young. We're going to have some adversity, and we got to fight through the adversity.
Thanks, Coach.
Took a lot of courage for Mike Tice to do that interview in that situation. Our score, 45-10 at the half. Now let's join Chris Berman for the Toyota Halftime Show.
All right, Michael, thank you. Whoa. So Sean Alexander, 5 touchdowns in the first half. The NFL record for touchdowns in a game, 6. Ernie Nevers, 29, Chicago Cardinals. Gale Sayers, you might have heard of him, 65, Chicago Bears. And Dub Jones, 51, Cleveland Browns. As for the 2002 season, 7 teams undefeated going into the day. 2 of them met head-on. The undefeated Super Bowl champion Patriots and the fellow 3-0 Lightning Bolts of San Diego. Marty Schottenheimer and LaDainian Tomlinson. Look at him tie the game in 14-all with these cuts and pull away. Third quarter. Makes a move toward the outside, bounces, and then Tim Dwight from nowhere with a block, and the Chargers lead the Patriots 21-14. New England, last gasp. Brady passing over 50 times. It's Kevin Falk. Hook and lateral, David Patton. No! It's the Bolts, not the Pats that are 4-0. Chargers win 21-14. Trent Green hit Tony Gonzalez not once, not twice, but 3 times for touchdowns. 5 TD passes in all. Miami no longer undefeated. They fall at Kansas City 48-30. The Saints were undefeated. The Lions totally defeated. But Joey Harrington to Bill Schrader. The Lions win 26-21. The Panthers surprising 3-0 at Green Bay. Gave him fits. Look at this fastball by Brett Favre to Donald Duke in the driver. 17-14 Pack. Shane Moonlight Graham. Misses the short field goal. The Pack hold on. Knocked the Panthers out of the undefeated ranks. 17-14. Titans at the Raiders. First, number 1 pick Patrick Buchanan returns a punt in the first quarter. Then he decides, you know what? I did it. Let me hand it off to the senior citizen, if you will. Terry Kirby could go all the way. The Raiders clobbered Titans 52-25. In overtime, Tommy Maddox, relief of Cordell Stewart, has tied the game at 13-all with Pittsburgh and Cleveland. But Andre Davis' interception cannot be cashed in when Bill Dawson misses the winning field goal. Todd Peterson blocked by Alvin McKinley. A good call in a horrible rule because it was not on 4th down and the ball was blocked and never got over the line of scrimmage. Pittsburgh tries it again. Peterson good. They win their first 16-13 overtime over the Browns. Bears at Bills. James Big Cat Williams, in addition to being a Pro Bowl tackle, has blocked 9 field goals in his career for the Bears. But no one could block out Drew Bledsoe in overtime. For the 3rd time in 4 games, the Bills OT, and they win their 2nd OT game. Bledsoe, Travis Henry, no one circles the overtime wagons like the Buffalo Bills. 33-27 Bills. Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, you don't know what to say. Shelton Quarles touchdown. Bucs beat the winless Bengals, who look worse every week, 35-7. Kerry Collins up 7-0 last play, first half. Oops! Picked off by Justin Lucas of Arizona. 2 fourth-quarter TDs in the heat. Cardinals beat the G-Backs 21-7. Trickery, Eagles special teams. Brian Mitchell, shovel to Pro Bowl safety Brian Dawkins. Takes it all the way. Philly now 3-1. They win at home over the Texans, 35-17. J-E-S-T, just say no. 3 blowouts in a row. This time Jacksonville, Fred Taylor. He leads the Jags to 28-3 win. Kurt Warner, hurt, broken pinky, out probably a month. Jamie Martin in, 10-10 game with Dallas. Jeff Wilkins, 49-yarder. Doink, no good. 1 second left. Billy Cundiff from Drake. Cupcakes, a 48-yard field goal. Usually we have the Lions because they never win at the end. It's the Rams that are 0-4, losing 13-10.
This halftime show is presented by Toyota. Get the feeling.
When we return, Big Sticks featuring the Purple People Eaters. And some big sticks swung by the Europeans in the Ryder Cup.
Around here, there's no pie chart to measure progress.
The muscles are sore from the job, not the gym.
The resumes are built one story at a time.
And the company car actually works for a living.
The Toyota Tundra, better from the ground up.
This is Matt Burke of the Minnesota Vikings. Matt helps the United Way build stronger communities by supporting educational programs developed to help kids succeed. Matt went to Harvard.
Where does lightning come from?
Well, first we must understand the nature of atoms. Atoms are made up of positively charged protons and uncharged neutrons. This dynamic is called the electromagnetic force.
Well, doesn't it come from the sky?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Matt Burke. He went to Harvard.
On an all-new Beg, Borrow, and Deal, the race is in full swing.
I feel like I've been on the road for months and months.
As Team Contact looks to put the moves on an NBA player, will Team Kobe clean up or get washed out?
The weather really is bothering me today.
Sleep deprivation or confused desperation?
Oh my God, if we lose, I'm going to freak out.
10 tasks, 2 teams, 4,000 miles.
We'll see how this whole thing works out.
Beg, Borrow, and Deal, the new series from ESPN, Tuesday at 8.
Welcome back to the Toyota Halftime Show with your host, Chris Berman.
We're going to see if Seattle scored during the commercial. Well, the Europeans and the United States with their bats in the belfry for the U.S. team trying to retain the Ryder Cup. U.S. captain Curtis Strange, European captain Sammy Torres. Different philosophy. Europe sent their big guns out early, and Colin Montgomery 4-0-1 in the Ryder Cup. Monty was tremendous. He cleaned up Scott Hoke through 14 holes, get out. Phil Mickelson and Philip Price. Big U.S. names playing late, but Mickelson misses a short putt, and it's Price with a big upset, beating Mickelson, closing it out on the 16th hole. Europe now needs 1 or 2 halves. Now, Paul Azinger from the sand on 18 really keeps the U.S. alive by halving his match. But when Paul McGinley sunk this putt for par and earned a half with Jim Furyk, the Ryder Cup goes from the U.S. to Europe. The celebration begins. The chagrin for Curtis Strange. Congratulations to Torrance and the European team. Baseball, the Yankees end up with the best record in the American League. They've clinched home field advantage all the way through the playoffs. In the AL, by the way, will have home field advantage in the World Series. If they get that far, Rondell White starting to warm up, hit a homer for them at Baltimore. Alfonso Soriano did not get 40-40, striking out his last time at bat. Vladimir Guerrero, Montreal, also just missed by 1 home run as well. The Twins and A's in the American League on Tuesday afternoon on ABC Family. Brad Radke at Tim Hudson. Angels and Yankees are an evening game on Fox. Jared Washburn against Roger Clemens in Game 1. National League sets up this way. Diamondbacks got the home field advantage over the Cards by 1 game, so Matt Morris at Randy Johnson will be there with Rick Sutcliffe for an ABC Family Tuesday night at 11. That's late, 11 Eastern. And then the Giants and Braves don't start till Wednesday in Atlanta. Russ Ortiz against the lefty, Tom Glavine. Sammy Sosa. If he hits 2 homers, he'd get not only 50 for the season, but he'd end up with 500 for his career. Nice, neat, and tidy. Homers at Wrigley against the Pirates. Now he's at 49. The bottom of the 7th. Oh, he tried it, but he stays at 499. So isn't it interesting that the years Sammy does it, it's in the 60s, either in the 50s or this year, 49, he wins a home run title. Barry Bonds, at 38 years of age, wired the field for the batting championship. Only Ted Williams, at 39 and again at 40, was older as a batting champion. And you see that A-Rod had a 5,742 season for the Texas Rangers as the regular season ends. 45-10 Seahawks over the Vikes. More in a moment with Bridgester.
Watch Monday Night Countdown, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN, delivered by UPS.
Around here, there's no pie chart to measure progress.
The muscles are sore from the job, not the gym.
The resumes are built one story at a time.
And the company car actually works for a living.
The Toyota Tundra, better from the ground up.
This halftime show is presented by Toyota. Get the feeling.
When you see Minnesota, you think about the purple people eaters, including number 81, Carl Eller, and number 70, Jim Marshall. Played 20 years of consecutive games. Alan Page and Carl Eller, they were as good as it gets. Page, number 88, one-time MVP of the whole league, even though he was defensive tackle. Hits on this day, Corey Fuller of the Browns makes Cordell Stewart remember what it's like to try to get to the sidelines and not quite get there in time. Tim Terry with a big stick in our game. Seattle with a big lead.
I'm a combat photographer. And you got to carry a weapon. If things get so bad that you have to put the camera down, then you got to be able to fight back. When you see a child sitting there all by themselves, you know, you're thinking, where's the parents? Do they even exist? But it's something emotional. It's something that's going to make American public stop and look at that photo and say, I understand. What can we do to make things better over there?
When you think it's time to buy a new car, you've got a lot to think about. And the information you need to make the right decision is at VHIX.com. VHIX.com gives you all the facts, the makes, the models, the engine, the transmission, the power locks, the power windows, the stereo, the airbags, the headroom, the hip room, the legroom, the colors outside, the colors inside, and of course, the prices. So don't go in circles. Go to the all-new, easy-to-use VHIX.com. Roadmap to the automotive world.
If ever there was a time to buy the West's most popular pickup and SUV tire, this is it. By special arrangement, Les Schwab has purchased 450,000 Wild Countries. Savings to you, some of the best in Les Schwab's 50-year history. All seasons to traction, APT, the new SUV and XTX, Wild Country RVT, and TXR. Available in taller sizes too. Wild Country at Les Schwab. A special purchase makes this the time and the tires to buy.
Seahawks 45-10 at the half. Moments ago, Susie had a chance to talk to Mike Holmgren.
Mike, Sean Alexander had 5 touchdowns in the first half. It's an NFL record. You told us you'd spread it out to get him some running room. Did you ever imagine it would work out this well?
No, I don't think you could ever count on a game like that in the first half. We needed to do this, though, and he needed to get off, and he's feeling really good right now, and he needed a game like this for our season, really.
How many more carries does he get tonight?
Well, we're going to keep playing. We haven't done anything yet. We got another 30 minutes to play, really, and I know it's an old cliche, but it's true. So I just want him to keep playing hard.
Your defense has continued to step up. How impressed with them?
Well, they're playing pretty good. Like I said, these guys on offense really scare me a lot, and they have a great weapon in 84. We have to try and contain the quarterback.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thanks.
Susie, thank you very much. Sean Alexander has set an NFL record tonight. The first man ever to score 5 touchdowns in a half. He rushed for 111, caught passes worth 92 yards. And Minnesota will take the opening kickoff in the third quarter. So far, that has not been a good thing for the Vikings to receive kicks.
The only thing that's scary is with Sean Alexander having 5 touchdowns. That's a record that Jerry Rice doesn't own yet. And I'm just thinking he's sitting there saying, well, okay, we can make this happen.
Mo Williams from the 5. Slams into several bodies up to 22. If you joined us late, the game summary is pretty simple. Seattle won the toss and elected to kick the living bejesus out of the Vikings, and they've done it.
Well, they have. And the one thing about it, here's a team that for 3 games could not run the football, could not stop the run. and they put it all together in one package on Sunday Night Football.
And for the Minnesota Vikings, they haven't been able to stop the pass. And they realize they're going to blitz, and they realize they're going to try and put pressure on Trent Dilfer. The thing they haven't done is they haven't tackled very well. That's where the problem has been with Sean Alexander. Now they've got to find some kind of offense to at least keep their defense on the sideline for a while.
Culpepper back to throw, goes underneath to Mo Williams. He takes it out to the 29. Randy Moss really has not been a factor. 4 catches, 32 yards. They have thrown to him 7 times, but this is something you can hardly blame Randy Moss for.
Randy's been more of a factor blocking the ball. Here he makes a first down catch. Hasn't really been up the field, and this is where he's most dangerous. Not catching 1-yard hitches for a first down or not catching 3-yard passes. His danger comes when he gets a chance to make a play 30 and 40 yards down the field.
Culpepper underneath to Derek Alexander. Right now, the Vikings are looking for anything that works.
You know what they're really looking for? They're looking for first downs. They want to just control the football, don't put it back in the hands of Seattle, and get down the field and score a touchdown. Not a field goal, score a touchdown. But they haven't been able to move the ball at all.
3rd and a yard for the Vikings. Culpepper on a little roll, tries to throw, and it's incomplete.
Well, Randy Moss goes out, he falls down, and then they throw the ball into the ground to Derek Alexander.
Before that last throw, you see Randy Moss has had 7 passes thrown to him, 4 receptions. The rest of the team 10 and 6 receptions. Really, you can throw 50 passes to him. If they're 4 or 5 yard passes, it doesn't really accomplish what Mike Tice referred to as the Randy ratio. He's a playmaker and needs to get down the field.
Richardson, beautiful punt. Ingram is deep. And he will make the fair catch to the 20-yard line. A 48-yarder by Richardson. Seattle to go back into the offense tonight. They have been spectacular.
Okay, folks, let's get this party started. Call Seattle. Get McGregor on the phone.
Calling him now.
Morning.
Good morning.
Sir. This is Scott McGregor. I'll be out of the office all day. Please leave a message.
That's not like McGregor.
McGregor's not there?
Great. Excuse me, there's a Mr. McGregor here to see you.
With Southwest Airlines last-minute fares, you'll never pay more than $2.99 one way. So why would you fly with anyone else?
You are now free to move about the country.
Hey, America, I'm the new 99-cent BK value menu. You know, I got 11 items for just 99 cents.
Yeah, let him hit first.
No, I'm not going to get in his way. I know when to shut up. My father always told me, you should be seen and not heard. Who likes chili? Well, that wasn't good.
The all-new BK value menu speaks for itself. Now, get 11 items for 99 cents every day. And have it your way in more ways.
See linebackers blitz, cornerbacks too, cartwheels and splits, and foam-fingered fools. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see guys who kick and girls who cheer, picture in picture and ice-cold beer. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
ESPN Sunday Night Football brought to you by Burger King. Say hello to the new 99-cent BK value menu. Coors Original, real golden beer, official sponsor of Guys Night Out. And Goodyear, reminding you to take all your journeys on the wings of Goodyear. Diverse restaurants and bars in this magnificent stadium.
Speaking of wings,
the only place there's chicken wings, Buffalo, New York. That's where they started. That's where they are.
Oh, don't be that way.
Those might have been salmon wings. I don't know. Corey Chavis makes the tackle on this one. In NFL history, 3 men, Ernie Nevers, Dub Jones, and Gale Sayers, have scored 6 touchdowns in one game. Sean Alexander has 5 in the first half.
9 others tied with him.
Remember seeing the Gale Sayers game. That was remarkable. He was remarkable.
Well, you know, actually, when he got a 6th one, though, Gale Sayers, he put himself in, and he asked the coach if he could go in on a kickoff return and ran it for a touchdown.
Good idea. Alexander, the deep man in the eye. Dilfer comes out to throw. Too high for Alexander. And wasn't Mike Holmgren beautiful at the half? We haven't done anything yet.
Yeah.
There's 30 minutes to go.
Right, and you know, the hardest thing really for the Seattle Seahawks is going to be to stay focused. You're not stupid. You can see the scoreboard. And this is where you really worry about guys getting hurt. If they go half speed or they lay off just a little bit. That's why Mike is saying, we have to play hard. His speech was much tougher at halftime than Mike Tice's.
And I'll tell you what, every coach that I've known said if we put 45 up in the first half, we better put 45 up in the second half.
Blitz coming. They pick it up well. Dilfer throws over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Darrell Jackson. This will bring up a 4th down. They'll have to kick it away. And Mike Holmgren telling his troops to hustle on and off the field. Been a lot of frustration out here because they haven't turned it around as quickly as the fans would like. But I'll tell you one thing about Mike Holmgren. He's as good as anybody who ever coached this game. He is a brilliant strategist. And he will win in Seattle. First punt of the night, Jeff Fiegels bobbles the ball. It's blocked. Couldn't get the kick off.
Well, the first one came through. He couldn't quite get it. Nick Rogers was the first one through, and then the second one got the block. I mean, this was a jailbreak up the middle. There you go, right up the middle. There comes Nick Rogers. Okay, well, we can't get that one. Let me try it again. This time, Harold Morrow. He tries to make the play.
Well, it's been a long time since the Seahawks lined up in punt formation.
They seem to have forgotten.
I'll tell you what, you know, when you come up the middle that clean, Nick Rogers, it might have scared him a little. You don't get that clean.
Moss goes in motion. They'll give it to him on the reverse, and Moss looking to throw. Now he reverses his field. Culpepper says, I'm over here. Moss says, throw me a block. And Culpepper out of bounds at the 3.
Michael, that is some of the best play-by-play I've heard. Hey, throw me the ball. You go block.
That's pretty good communication between two guys looking at each other.
Well, first of all, Dante here's the handoff. Randy comes in motion. Now it wants to be an option pass. There's no one there. Now his athletic ability takes over. He's got Dante out to his left. He's going to look at him. No, I'm not going to pitch it to you. Dante says, fine, I'll come up and throw a block for you. Where's Chad Brown? Let me see if I can get a piece of him. And then he steps out of bounds with the first down.
First and goal. Mo Williams lowers his shoulder and powers in. Touchdown.
I'll tell you, the guy that's most upset in this entire stadium is Mike Holmgren. He saw his offense go out and do absolutely nothing, and then his defense just allowed them to go right into the end zone. This is something he will not tolerate.
And as you guys said, the focus of his speech at halftime had to be keep your concentration. Let's go out and play hard in the second half. Then he sees him come out and make a couple of mistakes and give up an easy touchdown.
I can tell you as a player, you're not stupid. You know what's going on. You know the score's in your favor. And now I think they've got their attention back. The focus is there.
NFL team apparel. Unlike some things in life, the jacket is reversible.
Come discover the beauty of all-wheel drive at Chaplin's Bellevue Subaru. The hot new 03 Bajas, Outbacks, and Legacies are here at Chaplin's now. All at Chaplin's direct pricing and financing from 1.9%. Chaplin's Bellevue Subaru, just off the 156th Avenue exit in East.
Biddle Chevrolet presents great moments at the bottom line. Young rookie Brad steps up to the plate, confident because bottom line pricing means the best deal on every vehicle.
Time out.
We can do better. But Coach Lou Piniella wants more. Right now, Biddle has a great selection of cars and trucks at actual factory invoice. Now that's the bottom line.
Play ball.
Other dealers just talk low prices. Biddle delivers.
That's Biddle Chevrolet in Buffalo.
Jacuzzi.
The name has become synonymous with quality, innovation, and style. Inch for inch, no other whirlpool matches the pleasure of Jacuzzi's hydrotherapy experience. You'll be surprised how affordable the best can be. Ask for Jacuzzi brand whirlpools, the originator, the innovator. Because if it's not a Jacuzzi brand, it's just a whirlpool.
Available at Morgan's Kitchen and Bath Centers. What do you need to do today?
Chaplin's direct pricing means a great deal on the new 2003 Volkswagens, because right now you can drive this year's Volkswagen for last year's price. Many 2003 Volkswagens at 2002 prices. Drivers wanted at Chaplin's Bellevue Volkswagen at the 156th Avenue exit in East.
Now, we told you the scoreboard operator would be busy. Little did we know, 62 points early in the third quarter.
And this thing has no indication of slowing down.
No, it doesn't. We're a long way from the NFL record, which was 72-41, the Redskins and the Giants. Maurice Morris deep to return for Seattle from the 12, lost the ball. Got it back and is buried at the 15.
Well, if you think Mike Holmgren was mad at his offense and then mad at his special teams punting unit, it's just starting to mount. And he's about as upset as any coach could get.
And if you're Maurice Morris, don't come off to him. Next Sunday night at 7:30, Chris Berman and Tom Jackson will have prime time for you at 7:30. Then Tim Couch and the Browns host Ray Lewis and the Ravens on ESPN Sunday Night Football. It's an 8:30 start.
Cleveland, the Browns are in position to win their first division title since '89. Lost a squeaker today to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Dilfer back to throw, goes out in the flat and complete to Corin Robinson. He'll pick up about 8 yards.
If you're the Seattle Seahawks right now, there's a couple things that you have to keep in mind. First of all, Coach Holmgren got your attention back, so the focus is there. The big thing is protect the football. For some reason, you know the Vikings are going to be pulling every opportunity trying to. You have to be conscious of protecting the football if your backs are receivers.
Sean Alexander, another gaping hole up the middle, and he pounds it out to the 35-yard line.
You know the problem? I'm going to tell you what the problem with Minnesota Vikings. Greg Beaker, number 54, was not even in position. They are not even set and ready to play. Take a look at, you see Beaker moving around? He's just coming over on the other side. They run right where he was before. The hole is wide open, and Sean Alexander goes in. This team is not set. They're changing personnel all the time on every single down, Minnesota.
And it's funny, as a quarterback, you like a team to be set because you want to be able to figure out where everybody is.
121 yards on the night for Sean Alexander. Dilfer with plenty of time and throws it too long. Alexander has had his typical huge Sunday night, 121 yards rushing. And look what he's done, particularly up the middle. 4 of his touchdowns coming right up the gut.
Good balance, though. 53, 53, 15. Hasn't really run to the right side a whole lot.
Doesn't have to.
Well, he's got Walter Jones and Steve Hutchinson on the left side.
A Pro Bowler and a future Pro Bowler. Screen pass. Nice defense that time, as Fred Robbins was right in the middle of it.
That was a screen play. They ran the screen to the left side for the big score in the first half. They tried to come back with it again. Minnesota had that one figured out. And this is the area that Mike Tice was most concerned with his pass defense. He said, we're fine in 3rd and 6 and 3rd and 7. When we get them into long yardage situations, we drop back and play zones and we don't bring pressure.
3 wide receivers. 4-man rush. Dilfer just avoided the hit and throws it incomplete. Seattle will turn it over.
There you go. The offense is revved up. Kenny Mixon, number 79, came around and put pressure that time on Trent Dilfer and caused him to make an awkward throw.
Dilfer's hit only 1 of his last 6, and Bates, who has already fumbled a kickoff, will go back to return the punt. Randy Moss trying to get everybody fired up on the sideline. Fiegels, who had a jailbreak against him the last time he tried to kick. Here come the Vikings again. Better protection, and Fiegels launches one out of there, but kicks it out of bounds.
They're going to wind up with excellent field position.
Culpepper and Moss retake the field. Got a long way to go uphill. They're down 45-17.
Every day, more future doctors, lawyers, and astronauts make the trip home safe and sound. The ride home from school on the wings of Goodyear.
Danny sets me up on this blind date with this girl, Angela, and I'm thinking, she's a little shy. She gets up and starts shaking it right in front of the table. So she says, take me to Vegas. We're having the time of our lives. It's kind of getting hot, kind of getting dirty. She's got this sexy tattoo with a knife piercing a heart.
Wait a minute. Angela?
Thank you. Yeah.
That's my sister.
Life is best told over a great tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
That's so funny.
Come on! Can you wait a minute?
Talk to LiftMaster and get the world's #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Our handy wireless keyless entry mounts on your door frame to open your garage door without a remote control or keys. The temporary private password option is great for friends and service people. Buy a LiftMaster and get a $10 or $20 rebate on professional installation through September 30th. Contact LiftMaster now.
On an all-new Beg, Borrow, and Deal, as Team Contact looks to put the moves on an NBA player. Will Team Kobe clean up or get washed out?
The weather really is bothering me today.
Beg, Borrow, and Deal, the new series from ESPN, Tuesday at 8.
Our aerial coverage tonight provided by Southwest Airlines. There's the Space Needle, which was built for the World's Fair.
Is that outside your window also,
many
Paul?
moons ago.
Great. Yeah, everything's outside my window. It's amazing.
Culpepper to throw. Here comes pressure. Escapes. Midfield and more. Culpepper out of bounds at the 42. Let's go to Susie.
Well, Mike, before kick, Mike Tice told us how hard Randy Moss has worked to be a leader for this team. And other players have told us what no one gets to see is just the energy and the enthusiasm that he brings every day at practice. But the true test of being a leader is not what you say, it's what you do. And Randy Moss has not given up tonight. He's been continually trying to fire his teammates up.
Susie, he is certainly not responsible for anything that's gone wrong tonight. Four-man rush. Brown with pressure on Culpepper. Throws underneath. Bennett with that great speed, tripped up down to the 32-yard line. You know, I honestly believe that Randy Moss has matured since he was taken out of college, and I think he is really trying to do the right thing. I don't know if you agree or not.
Well, Mike Tice, when we asked him yesterday after he said, he apologized, he did all these things, I said, do you believe that he is sincere, that, this will never happen again? He said, I don't know that, and I really don't know what's in him. You don't really know what's in his mind.
I think you do know that he is trying, and I believe that, to me, I look at a guy like Emmitt Smith, who's the supreme superstar. And Emmitt Smith is a guy who conducts himself professionally everywhere. And I don't buy into the fact that Randy Moss is 25 years old and he's young and he still has to grow up. He knows what everything is about. Mike Tice has a sign up. It says respect. It's for all his teammates, for everybody to understand. You respect each other. You respect the coaches. You respect the media. You respect the fans. And Randy will, I believe personally, this is my opinion, I think Randy Moss will get it. I think the fact that he's been paid a lot of money, and the statement that really gets everybody going is the one he made last year when he said, I took plays off. That's the one that has come back to haunt him time and time again.
But here's what he said this year at a press conference. This is the last thing this team needed. I'm sorry for what I have caused or what I have brought on everyone. 2 years ago, Randy Moss would have never made that statement. It was always me, not the team, not my teammates. I think he is trying very hard. Culpepper under pressure again. Throws on the run, complete to Alexander. Nice throw, nice catch.
What you're starting to see is Dante Culpepper take over this football game. This is really the first time that I think this year he has asserted himself. When he sat down with us, I found him to be a little bit tentative and confused. There's no confusion or tentativeness right now in the way he's throwing a football and running with it.
Just think about something, guys. 4 more touchdowns by Minnesota, we go into overtime.
Hey, why not? What a game that'll be, 45-45?
Hey, they put one up here. They're only 3 touchdowns down.
Culpepper, short set, throws the catch. Made inside the 5. Great grab by Walsh. And then Walsh commits a horrible blunder and makes a big push at the end of the play on Reggie Tongue.
Well, they got 2 guys pushing each other. This should be offsetting.
No, it shouldn't.
Yes.
No, it shouldn't. It's always the last guy that's going to get it.
Yeah, but
it doesn't matter what it should be. I'm telling you the way it works. It's the last guy.
You've really got to think here.
You've worked your tail off to get in position. You've got momentum and everything going in your direction.
78, Matt
Personal
Burke
foul.
also comes in.
Offense, number 73.
No, it's 78, not 73.
By rule, we will penalize 15 yards. It will be 1st and 10.
So Matt Burke downfield trying to help Walsh.
Here comes Matt Burke. What he's trying to do now. Why?
Well,
I mean,
this is a guy from Harvard.
Let me tell you something. In the past, they would have never called that, but as a player, you have to be aware of what the atmosphere is in the league today. This year, that anytime you touch another player after the whistle, you're going to get flagged.
It's a 1st down. After the penalty, they backed him up to the 18-yard line. Culpepper incomplete off the hands of Alexander. Excellent defense by Chris Richard, number 42.
Yeah, but Alexander really thought he had this ball because that ball was humming. When that ball was thrown in by Culpepper, watch this play. Eric Alexander right here. Look at this throw. That ball was not tipped. That ball hits him in the hands.
The problem is Reggie Tongue is just too close.
Hit him right in the chest.
I don't think Dante is seeing the center fielders. It could be these uniforms. Maybe they're blending in with the end zone. By the way, I do like their uniforms. Little footnote to the action.
2nd and 10 from the 18. Culpepper in the flat to Williams. Mo Williams down to the 10. It'll bring up a 3rd and 2. Obviously, anything is 4-down territory now for the Vikings.
Exactly, and Mike Holmgren is sitting there on the sidelines, and he's looking. He said, I had a 35-point lead at halftime.
And momentum.
And momentum. Now it's down to 28, and they can cut it to 21. What I got to figure out is how do I turn my team around?
Well, the way you turn it around is get your defense to make a play. Normally, it's defense and special teams that get things fired up. You saw it for Minnesota. Now it's Seattle's turn.
3rd and a short 2. Here comes the blitz. Culpepper intended for Moss, but well wide and out of bounds.
Boy, Kenny Lucas, number 21, is just not leaving Randy Moss. He is just on. He's like part of his shirt. Here's Kenny Lucas. Watch number 21. Randy Moss goes out. I got my hands. I got him.
And I like to call. The blitz doesn't allow Moss a chance to run around and get away from anybody.
Well, that's one of the things that Randy Moss has to read. They're going to take a timeout, Minnesota, but he's got to read blitz, and he's got to know that ball's coming sooner.
Mike Tice facing a 4th down inside the 10. Wants to talk about it.
Coming up on SportsCenter, analysis and playoff predictions from our Major League Baseball experts. Did Randy Moss distract the Vikings? And Chris Berman counts down his top 10 plays of the week. SportsCenter after the Vikings and Seahawks on ESPN.
The upsets, the rivalries. There's no football like college football. And now you get more than 100 additional games this fall with the ESPN Game Plan College Football Package on Sports in Demand. The best games, the major conferences. It's maximum college football. Call now to order. Get Get the best in college football at the touch of a button on AT&T Broadband.
Jacuzzi. The name has become synonymous with quality, innovation, and style. Inch for inch, no other whirlpool matches the pleasure of Jacuzzi's hydrotherapy experience. You'll be surprised how affordable the best can be. Ask for Jacuzzi brand whirlpools, the originator, the innovator. Because if it's not a Jacuzzi brand, it's just a whirlpool.
Available at Morgan's Kitchen and Bath Centers. What do you need to do today?
Sydney Bristow was the girl next door and just what they needed.
All he told me was that I fit a profile.
They took her in, trained her, then dropped her in a world where she had no one to trust.
Get in! Daddy?
Not even her own father.
I thought you sold airplane parts.
Or mother.
Mom?
There's never been a better time.
There's been a hit put out on Sydney. I'm getting her out of there.
To leap into the adventure. Alias, the new season premieres tonight at 9/8 Central on ABC.
67,000 on their feet at Seahawks Stadium. Fourth and a short 2 for Minnesota at the Seattle 9.
I would go anywhere but to Randy Moss on this.
For the end zone, dropped by Alexander.
Boy, you know, he had Dante Culpepper to the outside, Joe, and I think he could have run.
You know, Paul, but trust me, when you're out there, you see a receiver open. He's looking to make the throw. He fires it up the field, and Derek out, he should have made that catch.
Got to catch that
Got to
ball.
catch it. You're right. And you use Randy Moss as a decoy, and you let Sean Alexander work to the second level, and that's exactly what they got.
That would have made it 45-24 with still a quarter and a half to go. But that's what losing teams do. They don't make the big plays. Alexander nails by Jim Nelson.
So, you know, when you got a team down by 35 points, and what they did to Seattle Seahawks when they came out, they gave them that little bit of hope.
Yeah.
And when you got a team that's already 0-3, you give them a little bit of hope, they make it into a lot of hope.
Example, Oakland today, when they got the big lead on Tennessee, there was no back off. They kept the steamroller moving.
2nd and 9 for Seattle. Sean Alexander already with an NFL record, 5 touchdowns in the first half. Now Alexander trying to pick his way through traffic. That's out to about the 12. Kenny Mixon, the run stopper that they picked up from the Miami Dolphins, made the stop.
Well, what the Minnesota Vikings are doing now is they're all playing a gap, and they're getting to that gap. So now there's really no place for Sean Alexander to run unless he goes outside.
And that's been a thing that Kenny Mixon's needed to work on. In Miami, he played inside gaps, outside gaps, a little two-gap. Here, they want him to get up the field more.
3rd and 7 for Trent Dilfer. Blitz coming. They pick it up, and Dilfer has it dropped by Corin Robinson.
Well, Corin Robinson would not have gotten the first down anyway. He'd have gotten hammered. But this is just, I mean, it's almost like the complete reversal from the first half to the second half. They can't do anything, and I'm talking about they can't, Seattle, anything right.
Seahawks have obviously lost their focus, and how big would that touchdown catch have been just before this offensive series by Seattle? Now Bates will go back to take Fiegel's punt. High, short floater. Takes a big bounce, and Bates will pick it up at the 40 and return it to the 47, 48-yard punt with the roll. Randy Moss trying to keep it going for Minnesota.
A planet that only knows fear needs a hero that has none. Star Fox Adventures, only for Nintendo GameCube. Rated T for teen.
No matter who you are or what you're into, isn't it nice to know you'll be accepted?
That's why the Redskins' biggest fans, the Hogettes, make sure to bring their Visa cards to the Forecast Boutique. Visa, the official card of the NFL.
Do I look fat in this dress? Yes.
Introducing the Bowflex Ultimate. Quite possibly the best home fitness machine ever made. Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. Own the new Bowflex Ultimate with no money down and monthly payments lower than many health club dues. Call and ask for a free video and brochure or visit us on the web today. The new Bowflex for ultimate results.
For the extra point and the win. Snow. All right. Blizzard. All right.
Get a choke? Oh, I guess not.
Sunday NFL Countdown, 11 a.m. on ESPN.
Our enhanced TV question of the night. Should the Vikings have benched Randy Moss for this game, considering what happened earlier in the week with the traffic incident? 58% of you said yes, 42% no. 75,000 voted earlier in this game. Vikings take over at their own 48. Bennett is the single setback. And Bennett will get the carry across midfield into Seahawk territory. Should Red McCombs, the owner, and Mike Tice, the head coach, have decided to bench Randy Moss, or is this the right thing to have Randy Moss play in this game?
First of all, no, do not bench him. First of all, he's accused of something. He's not been found guilty of anything. He plays.
I agree with you, Paul. I think Mike Tice made the right decision. I think it was good for him and good for his football team to get his wide receiver out on the field.
Culpepper out in the flat to Mo Williams, taken out of bounds to the 43. Randy Moss in his first 4 years had 53 touchdown catches, better than Jerry Rice, better than Bob Hayes. The other two were the fastest starts in the history of the NFL. Rice also caught 5,396 yards worth of passes. That's number one all time. 83 yards a game. That is number one ever in the NFL. He is a remarkably gifted player. Moss out in the flat on a little hitch, and that's what he can do.
You know what's amazing about he's one of the few guys that I've seen in a lot of years, Joe, that can actually catch the ball without looking at it. This ball is thrown on his hip.
The other is Jeremy Shockey with the New York Giants, the tight end. He will start to know where he wants to go. He has such great eye-hand coordination. He can feel where the ball is going to be, then turns to look where he goes. The other thing about him, for a long strider, he can get up to top speed very quickly. Very unusual for a guy that's a long strider.
And his top speed may be unlike anything we ever saw before. Culpepper for Moss, can't hold it. That's 2 touchdowns the Vikings have dropped in the third quarter.
Randy Moss was trying so hard to keep his feet in bounds that he just couldn't quite control the ball. What a throw by Culpepper.
Beautiful throw.
He's waving himself off the field.
Look at this. He goes up. He's trying to get both feet down and can't quite hold on. Look at that throw.
Is this on target or what?
Well, as we've said before, you know the Vikings are in 4-down territory no matter what.
When I saw Randy Moss just that time when he's walked out the field, he took himself off. I think he's got cramps in his legs. There's nothing wrong with him. I mean, his legs hurting him. Yeah, he needs water. He's got cramps in his legs.
2nd and 10. 3 wide receivers for the Vikings, not including Moss. Draw to Bennett, a lot of room. Bennett, 10 to the 5. It will be 1st and goal, Minnesota. Corbin Lucina, the former Bill, downfield, throwing a big block. Gain of 22.
They caught him in a blitz, Joe. They caught him in a blitz and had the perfect play call. Watch this. See the blitz? Everybody's at the line of scrimmage. That is just an outstanding call and blocking by the offensive line.
Chris Lewinsky, number 76, is the man that picks up the safety and gives Michael Bennett the opportunity to go.
First and goal. Bennett, Chad Brown hit him first, got inside the 3. It has been all Vikings in the second half. They have already squandered 2 opportunities to score. It could be 45-31 very easily.
They got Corey Withrow in, who is number 60. He's a backup center, backup guard, but he's going to be a blocker, I would believe, in the backfield.
He's going to be a big old backup fullback right now. He's going to force Michael Bennett to back up just a little bit more.
Michael Bennett said, "I can't see around you."
I still like play action here with Dante having his hands on the ball.
Second and goal. Instead, he drops straight back, throws to Moss, knocked away, incomplete.
Randy is trying to say to Dante, just lead me up the field a little bit.
What a job Ken Lucas has done tonight. Second-year corner out of Ole Miss.
Off to your left, Dante Culpepper making the throw. He throws it behind Randy just a little. See, Randy says, put it out front a little bit. Good job of freezing. Yep. Ken Lucas just getting a hand on it. We've seen Marcus Robertson make some great plays that way tonight, too.
Third and goal. Culpepper under pressure. Throws through the hands of Randy Moss. Holy cow.
I'll tell you one thing, Randy Moss, the play before when he said throw it out front, then you make this mistake. This is lack of concentration, because I'll tell you, Dante Culpepper hits him right in the hands. He could not have thrown this ball any better. First of all, he was able to escape, and look at this throw. Randy Moss in your hands.
Oh.
You never see that.
Derek Alexander drops a touchdown. Randy Moss drops a touchdown.
Twice.
Well, here you go again. You got 4th down on the 3.
The Vikings are blowing so many chances here. Blitz coming. Culpepper trying to scramble. They got him at the 5.
Chad Brown, number 94, makes the play.
He's made a couple of big plays tonight. Culpepper couldn't find anybody in that congested end zone. 3 touchdown passes, all have been dropped.
If I were Mike Tice, when I go back and look at the film on Tuesday or Monday, whenever they look at it, I'd burn the first half and just show them the second, or at least this third quarter.
Reggie Tongue, number 25, comes up the middle and forces Dante Culpepper out of the pocket so that Chad Brown can make the play.
And Culpepper's got to be thinking, what do I have to do?
See, that's the thing, Mike. He can't do any more. And the thought that he has to get out of his head is what more can I do?
Just needs some help, like somebody catching a ball. Dilfer in the end zone, throws, somehow got it to Corin Robinson. That had safety written all over it.
And it also had interception written all over it. This is a terrible throw. I mean, there's no reason to do this.
Oh, I think it's a great throw. I think it's a terrible decision.
I'm surprised that they don't blow the whistle dead because he's in the grasp.
Me too.
He's in the grasp now. But Mike, he's on his way down. But the thing here is, if you're in the grasp and somebody is about to hit you, they'll call it. That time there was
just
no imminent danger.
Steve Hutchinson, the left guard, who was all Big Ten 4 times at Michigan, is the injured player. Let's check in with Chris Berman. Boomer, what do you have?
Michael, the hits just keep on coming for Jerry Rice. Makes your basic one-handed grab over the middle as the Raiders bombard the Titans 52-25. Jerry passes the great Walter Payton with 21,281 yards from scrimmage, all told, a new NFL record.
Chris, there aren't many he doesn't own.
Well, Sean Alexander has one tonight. That's what I'm saying.
That's right. Well, once Jerry hears about it.
That's what I'm thinking.
Hutchinson, a great young prospect at left guard, limping badly as he comes off the field.
Mike Tice doing a good job right here, taking the time to talk to his quarterback and say, look, and I believe this is the conversation. You're doing everything you can. Don't try and do any more. The guys will make plays for you. Just keep on working routes. Just keep on working to make plays. But don't try and do too much.
When I don't know that you will ever see Randy Moss drop 2 touchdown passes in the same drive.
And Derek Alexander, great hands. He drops one.
2nd and 8 as Dilfer saved a safety. Just barely. Back to the goal line again, and this one is incomplete, intended for Jackson, who wanted a flag, but he won't get it.
The problem with Minnesota is they've squandered opportunity against Mike Holmgren's defenses. That's been the thing. They've been down there twice. You had 14 points here. You're looking at a whole quarter to play in a 14-point lead.
Exactly.
And at the end of the first half, Joe, they missed a field goal. Right. They missed a field goal, and then on downs twice and been in the red zone. So that's 17 points. That score, we're looking at 45-34.
That's probably why they're 0-3 and on the way to 0-4. Blitz against Dilfer, hangs in there and throws behind Bobby Ingram. It's incomplete, and the Seahawks will have to punt it again.
Well, and Trent's trying to get his point across to Bobby Ingram that you just have to sit still and not move. Seattle's offense has looked horrible, and somebody that's been missing from it has been Sean Alexander.
Is it surprising to you that they've come out and thrown so much?
Yes, it is.
Pressure on Fiegels. Got it out of there off the side of his foot. Takes a nice bounce for Seattle on this field turf and goes down to the 45, a 48-yard punt. Let's go back to Boomer and Bristol.
All right, Michael, thank you. The Carolina Panthers tried to remain unbeaten, but a little trickery by Brett Favre and the lefty Bubba Franks, the big tight end to Donald Driver. The Pack win a tight one at Lambeau, 17-14.
Chris, you don't see many of those tight end passes, do you?
Kent Dilger with Indianapolis was one. Remember when he was there? He was a guy who was a former quarterback in high school. He could throw it. They actually reviewed that play thinking it was 2 forward passes, and the Lambeau faithful got what they wanted, though.
Well, the Vikings have been able to move the ball, but 3 potential touchdowns have been dropped on the last 2 drives. And Culpepper wants to go back to work and completes this to Williams. Let's check in with Susie.
Well, Mike, here's something else encouraging for this Seattle Seahawks team. They are missing a key player at every level of their defense, and hopefully they're going to have all of these guys back after the bye week. Of course, John Randall, and the 7-time Pro Bowler, his veteran leadership. Mitchell coming off 11 seasons for the Super Bowl champs. Simmons brings speed and springs, one of the best corners in the NFL.
And Susie, when they get those guys back, and with what Alexander has shown you tonight and what Dilfer gives you, this is still going to be a team to deal with, even though with a win tonight they'll be 1-3. Chamberlain, who's a great target at tight end, makes his first catch of the night and gets out of bounds.
I'll tell you what Minnesota did is they went into the locker room and they all changed jerseys. Everybody got a different deal, and they came back out and said, we're all going to play different. Because I'm going to tell you, this Seattle team, you talk about 2 sides. Seattle in the first half, all 6 times they had the ball, they scored. They've had it 4 times in this half, and they've punted. And Minnesota is yet to take advantage of it.
45-17, time running out 3rd quarter. Culpepper down the middle. Alexander had it knocked away at the last moment. Willie Williams.
Nice play by Willie Williams. Sean Alexander had to slow down just a little bit to try and make a play on this ball. Wasn't quite out far enough for him.
It's one of the few that's really been thrown poorly by Culpepper.
Well, it's not poor. He's got the move inside. And, so it wasn't a bad throw. That's an excellent play by Willie Williams. He uses what you consider the long hand, the hand closest to where the ball is coming. In that case, it was his left to get it knocked down.
2nd and 10. Culpepper floats this for Moss. Can't hold it. Holy cow. Not much has gone right for Randy Moss tonight.
Those are the kind of acrobatic plays that really are a staple of what he does. Dante hangs the ball up. Randy tries to make a one-handed play on it. He just can't hang on to the ball tonight.
Well, this
thing's getting away. I mean, he's got it clean. He does a nice job of using his body. Make sure the defender doesn't get there. That's Doug Evans, who's pretty close to his height.
And the crowd here is all over Randy Moss.
You didn't think that was going to be a tough catch?
They are, but he makes them.
Blitz coming, pass underneath, and that one's complete for a first down to Dwayne Bates. Lucas makes another tackle for Seattle.
Minnesota doing a good job, not necessarily in a hurry up, but getting to the line of scrimmage, getting things moved along fairly quickly. They don't spend a lot of time in the huddle.
Well, they didn't get the most generous of spots on this, and they're going to bring the sticks in from
what I think you do now as a quarterback is you get in the huddle. Don't worry about the sticks. Get in the huddle because time is of the essence. Get in there, call your play, get your guys to the line of scrimmage. Now, when they spot the ball, you have to be ready to go when the chains are up there because they're going to start the clock. And the clock is not your ally in this situation.
Well, you know about the 2-minute drill. This is almost the 15-minute, 31-second drill.
Well, they've been in a hurry up for the last 10 minutes.
You just wasted 6 seconds off the clock. 7, 8, 9.
Inside handoff to Bennett. Gets to the 20.
Well, they didn't waste them because they ran a play. They had a running play. It was going to take us down to end of the third quarter.
Marcus Bell made the tackle. First half explosion by Seattle. Minnesota has been knocking on the door. They just can't get in. End of the third quarter, 45-17 Seahawks.
Watch Monday Night Countdown, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN. Delivered by UPS.
I love playing two-hand touch, eating way too much, watching my team win with the Twins. I love quarterbacks eating dirt, pom-poms and short skirts, fans who won't quit, and those Twins. And I love you too! Here's the football!
Skip Barber, Formula One racer, founder of one of America's best racing schools. He knows performance. He lives it. He also knows Quaker State oils are formulated for fine-tuned performance in different engines, like Quaker State Full Synthetic, fine-tuned for advanced engines, for superior protection against harmful deposits, and at extreme high temperatures.
Hey, it's been working for me.
For performance you can count on, Quaker State. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Seattle. We start the fourth quarter with the Seahawks up 45-17. The Vikings have had their opportunities to cut into that lead, and they have faltered.
And Randy Moss has had the chance to make some plays for his team. Dante Culpepper hitting him down the seam. Tries to keep his both feet inbounds, can't get rid of it. Dante scrambling around on fourth down, goes right through Randy's hands. An easier catch. And this is more typical of the type of catches that Randy Moss has made in the past. I remember games against Minnesota, against Dallas and Green Bay when he's made those kind of catches. The Randy ratio, try and get the ball thrown to him 40% of the time. That's right about where they are. The key now is for him to make plays. He's got to hang on to the football.
A very uncharacteristic 5 drops for Moss on the evening. 2nd and 7. Culpepper steps up, rifles intended for Chamberlain, incomplete. He was sandwiched in there by Reggie Tongue and Doug Evans.
What Steve Sidwell, the defensive coordinator of the Seattle Seahawks, has done, I think, very well tonight is he's allowed Reggie Tongue and Marcus Robertson to play back. And if anybody's going up the field, you always see a safety getting a hand in the way or putting a hit like we saw on that one. The safeties are back there to discourage the deeper routes, and they've done an excellent job all night.
3rd and 7. Culpepper flushed. Now tries to go back the other way and sacked. Ricky Bernard, the rookie from Texas A&M, gets his second sack of the night, his third and fourth of the year.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you what happened with Seattle this time. These guys, they didn't blitz. And watch these guys not quit. You got Chad Brown is the only linebacker. The rest of them are linemen. They never stopped chasing Dante Culpepper, and they made something happen. You know, in that third quarter, Minnesota Vikings gained 170 yards to 15 to Seattle. They scored 7 points is all they did, and now they're going to kick a field goal.
They're going to attempt one.
Now they're going to attempt a field goal.
This is really hard to understand. Seattle is going to take a timeout. They're going to try a 52-yard field goal down 45-17. We'll check on that when we come back.
Mazda Protege 5. Let's just say not everyone will be able to restrain themselves.
Hey, Mom. My son Brian and I are making sure everyone in Chicago is eating good.
Hello.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, thanks. You need some nice hot chunky soup to fill you up right.
Introducing Campbell's Chunky Herb Roasted Chicken with potatoes and garlic. Big chunks of savory roasted chicken and loads of veggies.
Are you a good player?
He's a great player. Do you want to see?
Duck, duck, goose.
New Campbell's Chunky Roasted Favorites fill you up right.
ESPN Sunday Night Football brought to you by New Campbell's Chunky Roasted Favorites, hearty soups that fill you up right. Mazda, log on to Enhanced TV at ESPN.com for a chance to win a Mazda 6 sports sedan and other great prizes. And MasterCard, there are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Seattle, known as the Emerald City for its lush landscape and its frequent rain. They say it doesn't rain out here all that much, but it seems to rain about 1/4 of an inch every day, except this week. It was gorgeous.
Minnesota faked them out. They put the field goal team on, and Seattle had to call a timeout because they didn't have the right personnel for whatever reason in there. So now they come back on the field, Minnesota, and they're going to go for it on 4th down.
4th and 20, why not? You're down 4 touchdowns.
You need somebody besides Randy Moss to get down the field for you. But first of all, you've got to have the protection and the time to be able to make a 20-yard throw.
3-man rush. Culpepper for Moss. Lucas can't hold it. Ken Lucas has had himself a heck of a game at that corner.
Well, there were only 3 people on Randy Moss, so I don't understand.
Well, he's running through a hole, but boy, Ken Lucas did an excellent job, I think, of baiting Dante Culpepper. Watch him come from the left part of your screen. He's got this thing baited. That's got to be picked off. Hits him right in the face.
Well, the best part about not picking that thing off is they get the ball at the 34, and they would have gotten it at the 20.
But still, you want to get your first.
No, you don't.
Oh, okay.
You want it at the 34. You don't want it at the 20.
Well, that's usually why earlier in your career you're selected as a defensive back and not a wide receiver.
Thank you very much. Whoops.
Seattle has the ball back. They have done absolutely nothing with it on offense in this half. Nelson and Beekert swarm Sean Alexander.
Well, Lance Johnstone just destroyed the running game. Sean Alexander ran all over this place for 30 minutes of football on the clock. In this second half,
he's ran nowhere.
Absolutely nowhere.
But I believe you're going to get a dose of Sean Alexander now if you're the Hawks.
Dilfer straight back over the middle. That one is tipped and incomplete. Williams got a hand on it, the rookie out of North Carolina State. Alexander set an NFL record in the first half, 5 touchdowns. And a lot of them, there just wasn't any tackling. This was a beautifully called play on a blitz, the screen that went for 80 yards. And Alexander had some gaping holes off that left side with Walter Jones and Steve Hutchinson. The tackle and the guard, Hutchinson, has been injured. and limped off the field. Alexander this time bottled up as he couldn't turn the corner. Tyrone Carter came up and forced the play, and Minnesota will get it right back.
Now, is this conservative football?
Well, you'd like to say yes, but they come out throwing.
No,
I mean they come
ran,
out throwing.
they threw, they ran.
Right. To me, I wouldn't. The throw wouldn't even be in there at this point.
I think every time you run the ball, it's a smart call because the clock runs.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, to me, I don't know why Mike's putting it up in the air on second down.
Figels to kick to Bates. What a block. And Bates gets back over the 42. I think both coaches are trying hard to keep their offenses and defenses in a rhythm. Maybe that's why we're seeing some different calls.
Coming up on SportsCenter, analysis and playoff predictions from our Major League Baseball experts. Did Randy Moss distract the Vikings? And Chris Berman counts down his top 10 plays of the week. SportsCenter after the Vikings and Seahawks on ESPN.
So, how are the newlyweds?
Mom, I'm afraid it's over.
What are you talking about?
The worst thing imaginable.
No.
It's Jeff. He started remodeling the house. He's already torn apart the bathroom, and I don't think he knows how to put it back together.
I remember when your dad did the same thing.
What did you do?
Well, I took him to McLendon Hardware. They showed Dad everything he needed to know to do it right.
Looks like we need to go to McLendon's.
Get 0% until September 30th on all 2002 Chevrolet cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. We've got 70 brand new Chevrolets we're selling cheap. I don't mean low prices or a good deal. I'm talking cheap, cheap, cheap. We want them off the lot, period. Plus, until September 30th, you'll get 0% for 60 months. So get off the couch, load up the family, and hurry for this incredible 0% opportunity at Lee Johnson Chevrolet in Kirkland. We'll be there.
The upsets, the rivalries. There's no football like college football. And now you get more than 100 additional games this fall with the ESPN Game Plan College Football Package on Sports in Demand. The best games, the major conferences. It's maximum college football. Call now to order.
Get the best in college football at the touch of a button on AT&T Broadband.
Vikings ball, 13 minutes to go in a 45-17 game. Minnesota takes over at its own 45. Seahawks come with a four-man rush. Culpepper underneath to Alexander.
I want to show you something in the last series, the big fourth down play. You've got Randy Moss lined up in the slot. You got Kenny Lucas outside. What's going to happen is Moss is going to try and go up the field. Lucas does a nice job of giving ground and then just making a play on the ball. Remember, he's trying to complete a 20-yard pass for a first down. Culpepper, this is a 40-yard pass. Lucas does an excellent job of laying back and basically baiting the quarterback.
Bennett on a little swing as the Vikings go hurry up and get it down to the 39-yard line. Would be interesting to see right now if Minnesota had been able to hang on to a couple of those potential touchdown passes. What would be going on in the minds of that Seattle defense?
A lot of time left in the football game if they had.
Seattle comes with a blitz. They flip it out, knocked away, incomplete.
Oh, a gift. An absolute gift.
And it was Anton Palapoi who nearly had a chance to get the interception and a gift touchdown.
He peels off. He's a defensive end. He peels off, and the throw is right there. It goes right through his hands. And I promise you, the defensive guys are not going to let him forget that one.
You get one of those opportunities once a year.
Or a lifetime.
Rookie pass rusher from UNLV. Culpepper has it knocked away, gets it back, and down at the 47.
Same guy, Anton Piapoli.
No, Joe, you weren't close.
Hey,
same guy. That's the right name.
Watch this. Right side, number 91. Chris Lewinsky trying to make the play, can't quite knock it down. Dante Culpepper just one more fumble to add to his statistics.
Sweater for Ann M. $80 online. Dog dish for Toto. $20 online. Fabulous shoes. $150 online. Knowing you're safe when you shop online. Priceless. With MasterCard Zero Liability, you're protected from unauthorized purchases. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
Hey, America, I'm the new 99-cent BK value menu. Tell you, women, can't live with them, can't live without them, huh?
Sure can.
Yeah. Just like crispy tacos. Just like 99-cent crispy tacos.
The all-new BK value menu speaks for itself. Now, get 11 items for 99 cents every day. And have it your way in more ways.
On an all-new Beg, Borrow, and Deal, as Team Contact looks to put the moves on an NBA player. Will Team Kobe clean up or get washed out?
The weather really is bothering me today.
Beg, Borrow, and Deal, the new series from ESPN, Tuesday at 8.
SportsCenter coming up with Dan Patrick and Stuart Scott. A surprising week in the NFL, just full of it. Now it's the boys who fall. Major League Baseball gets ready for the playoff, and Europe won the Ryder Cup and won it convincingly today. Culpepper wants a screen, goes to Bennett. Blockers in front, lots of them. And Bennett uses that speed to get down to the 25-yard line, gain of 20, and a first down.
The reason I'm like Matt Burke, number 78, the center, just about killed somebody. Watch this on the block downfield. I hope we can see that. Dante Culpepper flips it out, and Matt Burke just buried somebody.
And he's supposed to. He's the center. He's the first guy to make the hit.
And he's been to 2 straight Pro Bowls. Bennett, little inside handoff, looked like he was juggling the ball as he took it, got down to the 20.
One thing about Dante Culpepper, you know he's in shape. I don't know if everybody else on the offense is, but he sure is. I just like the way that he has taken charge here in the second half. Made some terrific throws. Guys just haven't made plays for him.
Four-man rush, can't find anybody. And now he throws it away. Culpepper is an unbelievable story. A young man who was born in prison, adopted by Emma Culpepper, who already had a bunch of other children. She opened her heart to one more, and Culpepper has grown up to be a fine young man. When he had a chance to go to Central Florida to college, he finally made his grades, were able to project that he would qualify to go to college, and then everybody else in the world came after him. He was such a great prospect, and he said, no, Central Florida was the school that made a commitment to me, and I'm sticking with them. Emma raised him right. Mo Williams on the draw. Williams running hard, gets down to the 10.
You have to start thinking forward now. If Minnesota scores here, then you have to go to an onside kick. If you don't get it, you give the Seahawks good field position. Normally in a game, you wind up with 10 possessions, 10 to 11 possessions.
Moss underneath. And I'm sure those Viking receivers are just saying, let's not have anybody drop another one in the end zone.
They're still booing Randy Moss every time he catches the ball. Unless you know the circumstances, I wouldn't boo someone.
The fans will?
Oh, they will, but they shouldn't. But they're allowed to because they paid $100 a ticket.
Movement up front, no whistles. And Culpepper sacked at the 21. Isaiah Kazavinsky, the middle linebacker out of Harvard, comes up to get the sack, and now we'll check the penalty.
False start. Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Kazavinsky has a great attitude. His motto, he had a motto. He said, "Let no one outwork me today." That's the motto that he took through school. It's the motto that he's brought to professional football. And that's the way he plays.
He's a story very much like Culpepper, the way he grew up. When they recruited him to college, he grew up dirt poor in a house that had no heat, no television set. His father left the family, was an alcoholic. His mother was killed in a tragic automobile accident. Now Chamberlain makes the catch and goes to the 5. And Kazavinsky has worked so hard. Of course, you don't get athletic scholarships to Harvard. He goes on an academic scholarship, had to get financial aid. He had a double major. Then he comes out of college. He has been reunited with his father, who is now sober, and has become the middle linebacker for this football team.
And a darn good one.
Williams on the draw, touchdown. The Vikings will wonder what could have been.
And they're going to go for 2. See, they don't want overtime.
Good job by the offensive line. Corbin Lucina pulling around. Big Dave Dixon puts the block on Kazavinsky. Mo Williams winds up with the score.
If they had not squandered the other 2 opportunities where they drop balls in the end zone,
that'd be a touchdown back.
Exactly. We'd be looking at a 45-37 game. Now they're out to go for 2.
Now, but would the Seahawks have been backed up as much if they had scored?
True. You can play the what-if game all night. Culpepper scrambling. Flips it. Was he across the line?
Oh, what a headsy play.
But there's also a flag in the middle of the field.
Brilliant play by Culpepper, who just shoved it out with one hand, a little shovel for the 2-point conversion.
But there's a holding penalty against Minnesota. Now they'll kick the extra point.
I don't understand the value in going for 2 anyway. 45-24, you still need 21 points.
Yeah, well, then you'd only need 20. You could win.
Paul, you got the
That's why I say
field goals aren't
I
going to do anything.
Understand.
Field goals aren't going to do anything for you. You might as well get 2.
This is an extra point.
Now it's an extra point because they're going to get penalized 10 yards.
What awareness by Culpepper.
Unless he was beyond the line of scrimmage.
There's a multiple foul on the offensive team. We have holding, number 62. That penalty is declined. We have an illegal forward pass as the quarterback was beyond the line of scrimmage.
It's over.
The penalty for that is 5 yards and loss of down. There will be no retry. We'll kick off.
The extra point is your only down. So the loss of down costs them a chance to get the point.
Now, do they penalize them 5 yards on the kickoff?
No, the penalty is the loss of down. The loss of opportunity to get the extra point. Now they're down 45-23. Let's check in with Susie.
Well, Mike, you guys have talked about what might have been for the Vikings. A large part of that has to do with Randy Moss. An uncharacteristic night for Moss. He's known for his body control in the air, the acrobatic catches. Dante has put it in his hands, and whether it's lack of focus or maybe just trying too hard, 3 crucial drops tonight. But I've been watching him, and I'll tell you this, he has not given up on a route, and Lucas has been in his face all night, sometimes actually tackling him and throwing him to the ground. That's a lot of frustration for one Randy Moss tonight.
It certainly is, Susie. Been an awful week for him, and he is facing a mandatory clinical evaluation by the NFL because he was charged by the prosecutor with 2 misdemeanors for that traffic incident.
Let me just say something here about this kickoff. I think you kicked the ball off. If you give Seattle the ball in midfield right here, that's crazy.
No, but
put him back in the back and make him just run the 3. Well,
time is not your friend. You have to try an onside kick. You need the ball if you're the Minnesota Vikings.
Little squib kick taken by Seattle right to D.D. Lewis, the linebacker. Took it on the hop.
D.D. Lewis was offside. D.D. Lewis was offside when he went to get the ball. He can't cross the 40 until he can't cross and get the ball.
Offside on the receiving team. Number 54 moved beyond the 40-yard line prior to the kick. We will penalize 5 yards and re-kick.
Back to the thing about Randy Moss, the NFL has a personal conduct policy, and if you run afoul of the law, you automatically face a mandatory evaluation. And if they determine you need to have counseling for it, that is also mandatory. So that's what Randy Moss is looking at. Depending on the outcome of the charges against him, he may also face further discipline from the NFL. And because a small amount of marijuana was found in the car, if charges are ever filed on that, he could face problems under the substance abuse policy. So things are not as rosy as possible for Randy Moss. They will try the onside kick again. This one gets the higher bounce, and it's recovered by Atulamili. Monday Night Countdown, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN is the best place to get ready for Monday Night Football. Then on ABC at 9 Eastern, the Monday night game, Brian Griese and the Broncos travel to Baltimore to take on Ray Lewis and the Ravens.
Of course, the Ravens with a young quarterback, Chris Redman, they were purged basically because of the salary cap, which we've seen so many teams go through. You win a Super Bowl, and the salary cap gets too high, and you can't keep your vets around.
But if you haven't seen the Ravens in 2 years, you will not recognize the roster.
And you won't recognize the Denver Broncos from last year because they're playing a whole lot better.
Aren't they?
They better when they're in that division.
And Brian Griese.
Everybody's undefeated.
Brian Griese is a young man that stepped up and I think met the challenge that was put on him by his coach and met the challenge of possibly losing his job to Steve Berline, and he stepped up, done an excellent job.
Brian's biggest problem right now is falling down at home.
Or have the dog tackle you.
Second and 6 for Seattle. Their best friend right now is the clock, and Alexander lowers his shoulder, bounces it outside to the 46. Here are tomorrow's headlines. Dallas with the win over St. Louis. Kurt Warner will have to have surgery on a broken pinky, out 4 to 5 weeks. Holy cow, St. Louis. San Diego now 4-0. They beat New England 4-0 for the first time since '94. Oakland whipped up on Tennessee. Rod Woodson, 3 picks. Can he still play or what?
1 return for a touchdown again. He has added so much to Oakland's secondary, just getting people lined up where they belong.
3rd and 5 for Seattle. End around to Corn Robinson. Got a nice block on the corner and has the first down out of bounds at the 36.
That's the best play they've run this entire second half.
It's a running play. They've run 3 successive plays, and I would bet you we're going to see at least 3 more in this next series.
You know, it's amazing, though, Joe, that they were trying to run the clock out in this second half. And do you know that they won't, up until this series right here, they only had 1 yard rushing?
Yeah.
1 yard.
It's so easy to get out of your rhythm, to get out of your game plan and what you do when you have a huge lead. It's just human nature.
The other thing for Mike Tice is of his ball club, both offensive and defensive, they haven't quit. They've tried very hard in this second half for him.
Alexander on the sweep. Inside the 30 to the 29. This kid was so good in high school as a senior. This is not his career. As a senior, he rushed for 3,166 yards, had 54 touchdowns in 1 year, and they retired his number while he was still there.
And he said it was 15 games.
Including the playoff.
15 games.
It's truly amazing. They retire your jersey and you haven't finished playing yet.
That's right.
They usually do that when they want to get rid of you.
2nd and 4. Alexander, nice hole up the middle again.
First down.
And the safety, Brian Russell, comes up to make the tackle. This is going to be a project for the Vikings. They knew it wouldn't be easy when Mike Tice took over. The cupboard was pretty much bare on defense. They brought in a lot of new guys. They brought in Willie Shaw as the defensive coordinator. It's going to take time. They have a lot of small guys on defense, a lot of guys that don't tackle well.
Well, part of it is they're not defensive football players. Jack Brewer, the rookie free agent, really just became a defensive back. He was a wide receiver his senior year, up until his senior year in college. And then on the other side, Brian Russell was a scrambling quarterback at San Diego State, has been moved to defense.
Max Strong with a rare carry down to the 15-yard line. Mike Holmgren says there's got to be a place on your team for guys like Max Strong. And now there's a flag down at the end of the play.
You know, Max Strong, you talk so much about Sean Alexander, but...
Personal foul. Defense. Unnecessary roughness. Late hit by number 27. Will penalize half the distance to the goal line. First down.
That's Brian Russell, the former quarterback.
All right. Max Strong, when you look at this guy, he's a fullback, basically. He's only touched the ball once time. But look at the blocking in the hole. Sean Alexander follows him. Look at 37 follows 38. It's a very simple process. Bang, bang. And when he hits a guy, that guy doesn't even get a hand on the running back.
The other thing is when he follows him, he usually goes a long way after he follows him.
Alexander on the verge of tying another NFL record. Could he get his 6th touchdown? Only 3 men have ever done it in a single game. Not this time, to the 7th. He does hold the record now for touchdowns and a half. He had 5 in the first 30 minutes tonight.
And they just keep giving it to him. They all know that he's going for the 6th and tie a record.
I think for Mike Holmgren, he knows that the best thing that he can do is keep the clock running.
Sports Center coming up when we're done. They'll line up all the Major League Baseball playoff action for you.
Obviously, they got the communications fixed really midway through the first quarter.
2nd and goal. Alexander picks his way down toward the 5. 23 carries tonight for Sean Alexander, 138 yards. He was ready for a breakout game. The first 3 games of the year, he only had 110.
You know, the thing about it is he's such a pleasant guy to talk to.
Isn't he?
Smile on his face.
Well, they've talked about him being a 1,000-yard guy, 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards receiving, and he believes it's possible.
Roger Craig's the only guy who ever did that. Alexander cuts it back down near the 3.
I think if you're Mike Holmgren, I think you run it again.
Well, the only problem about Sean Alexander is here in Seattle, they don't really know who he is. I think he's Tiki Barber. That was so funny.
Well, he went to a Seattle Sonics basketball game, and everybody kept coming up to him saying, "Hey, Tiki, how are you?" Then he goes to New York City, and he's sitting at a Knicks game. Everybody comes up and says, "Hey, Sean Alexander." And he said, "Can you believe it? In New York City, they know who I am, but way out here in Seattle, they think I'm Tiki Barber."
Lindell for a short field goal attempt, 21 yards. Seattle adds to its lead. It's back up to 25 points. And I think the reason Mike Holmgren did that was to make sure now they need 4 touchdowns to beat him.
Once she looked into the eyes of this big lug, she found the man of her dreams.
You are a 9.
Only a 9? A new season of According to Jim. The fun starts Tuesday at 8:30, 7:30 Central on ABC.
Looking around for a practical, affordable car? Running over here, running over there? It would be a lot easier to go to VHIX.com. VHIX.com has everything you need to know. Models, packages, standard equipment, options, reviews, and prices all in one website. Making shopping for a practical car, well, a lot more practical. The all-new, easy-to-use VHIX.com. Roadmap to the automotive world.
The upsets, the rivalries. There's no football like college football. And now you get more than 100 additional games this fall with the ESPN Game Plan College Football Package on Sports in Demand. The best games, the major conferences. It's maximum college football. Call now to order.
Get the best in college football at the touch of a button on AT&T Broadband.
Geico's always been about savings, but he really brought customer service to a whole new level.
We settle a ton of claims in under 48 hours.
Guaranteed claim repairs? That was his idea.
Customer satisfaction is at an all-time high.
You know what he represents? A commitment to excellence.
And he deserves this award.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
What a spectacular shot of the new Seahawks Stadium. Just the architects really worked overtime on this. It is a spectacular facility.
Paul Allen has so much to be proud of.
I love those funny-looking golf balls. Those are neat. Those are the kind of balls I use.
I was just going to say,
a lot in the water. I can find them. They go in the water. I find them in the woods. I find them.
They're
green
the ones that have sat in the water for a long time.
They have to be that large for you to hit them. Joe Theismann is my hero.
Thank you.
Get a life, would you?
Good-looking young man, too.
That's spelled wrong, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Forgot the last N.
That's okay. I dropped it earlier
so
today.
So it's a Theismann and
Mo Williams deep to return from the 4. Takes a shot, keeps going, and can't get it past the 19-yard line.
Why not have Tim Terry make another play?
Thursday night, Bowden Bowl 4. Dad Bobby leads Florida State against son Tommy's Clemson squad. Greg Jones leads the Seminole attack. Quarterback Willie Simmons directs the Tigers. That's Thursday night at 7:30 on ESPN.
You wonder how upset Florida State's going to be losing to Louisville.
Very.
It'll be tough around the old Thanksgiving dinner table when the kids come over to Dad's.
Well, he hasn't been much of a father as a coach. He's whipping up on him. Culpepper scrambles up to the 27-yard line.
You know, when you see Randy Culpepper at this point in the game, you say, what is he doing running? That's the kind of quarterback he is. I mean, he will just do whatever it takes. And I think, well, Moss looks like he just has cramps. But I look at this Culpepper young man, and I'll tell you what, he can play. Here's Randy Moss now. He's limping off the line of scrimmage.
Sure is.
And remember when he left in the end zone, when he missed that touchdown pass, right. He came off and he was asking for water. And that's what he's got. He's got cramps.
Got to take your hat off to Culpepper. He has really played hard tonight. He's thrown some beautiful balls.
This is one of those times when you sit down and you look at the film and you ask, as a quarterback, you always ask yourself, what else can you do? There really isn't a whole lot that he could have done.
No. I mean, you can't throw him and then run, go catch him, can you? Ken Lucas limps off for Seattle, the corner who's had such an outstanding game tonight. Culpepper throws out in the flat intended for Derek Alexander, who's had a tough time tonight holding on to any ball that he can get near.
We saw the blow-up last week between Dante Culpepper and Randy Moss, and when you look at the film of what happened, Dante really said, hey, look, you know, I may have overreacted to the situation, because it wasn't that Randy didn't necessarily make an effort on the play. The ball wound up being thrown a little slow, a little late because of pressure that Carolina put on him. So, I mean, everything is fine in Minnesota land except that they haven't been able to find a way to win.
And you look at Dante Culpepper on 3rd and short. They're down by 4 touchdowns. Going to 2 minutes, he runs a quarterback sneak to pick up the first down.
He's rushed for 61 yards tonight.
And Minnesota took their final timeout with 2 minutes and 1 second to go.
You coach till the end, right?
You do, and this team has played till the end. I mean, I agree with Joe. This team never stopped playing.
They're tired. Randy's limping around. The offensive linemen have to just be exhausted.
This will be the 12th consecutive loss for the Vikings on the road. And it's going to be a long flight back to the Twin Cities. And Moss back in the ball game. Quite a day for quarterbacks. Trent Green was brilliant for Kansas City. Rich Gannon has been brilliant all year long. Only threw 39 times today. And Drew Bledsoe. Is Bledsoe any good? I mean, he is just a wonderful quarterback. Brad Johnson had what looked like his biggest game of the year as Tampa Bay lit up the scoreboard.
Of course, Steve McNair was forced to throw when they were down with about 6 minutes in the first quarter by 21 points.
I don't know that anybody has made a bigger difference in a team than Drew Bledsoe has going to Buffalo. You know, the guy's such a great thrower. Watching him today, the only guy I could think of that was close was the way he throws is like Marino. It was just amazing to watch him. 2-minute warning, 48-23.
Dude, I haven't seen him. He was supposed to be here an hour ago.
Can anyone here play the bass?
Is there a bass player in the house?
Jack Daniel's Original Hard Cola, a premium malt beverage as unique as the people who drink it. Come as you are.
Let's install Pep Boys Futura tires on every truck on the road.
That's a lot of truck tires, Manny.
Let's roll out Futura Scrambler truck and SUV tires starting at just $49.99 each.
Whoa, at $49.99 each, everyone will have Futura Scramblers.
Pep Boys, we're car people.
Introducing Dockers, flat front mobile pant.
Nice pants.
I'm a player in the National Football League.
But that is not who I am.
I'm a member of a community.
Dedicated to making a difference in people's lives. I'm a player in the National Football League.
Our buddies Dan Patrick and Stuart Scott standing by with SportsCenter. A lot of things to cover tonight.
Yes, Stuart, we mentioned your name.
They're sitting by.
That's true.
Yeah.
This is a good look.
Seahawks get their first win, and as the defense gets healthier, this is a football team that's moved into the NFC. This defense is going to have to take a look at some really good receivers that they're going to play in the division.
Won't they ever? A bye week, then San Francisco and St. Louis. They've got a chance to get right back in it. Spinning underneath.
Speaking of San Francisco, get receivers like Randy Moss. What he struggled with, 98 through 1, you see the average, 17.5, and that's where his strength is down the field. And you see it's almost been cut in half this year. They haven't gotten the big plays out of this offense. They haven't gotten the big plays out of the running game ever since Robert Smith retired.
That's right.
And that's something they're hoping for out of Michael Bennett.
Hey, Red McCombs coming here. Does he put things in perspective?
Yes, he does.
Man, I really like that guy.
Class act there. They also have a problem with their number 1 draft choice, Bryant McKinney. Culpepper trying to go deep to Derek Alexander, who had some outstanding years in Kansas City.
They got Derek Alexander because they wanted a complimentary speed receiver opposite Randy Moss. And I think as the year goes on, it's going to be important that Derek Alexander makes a bigger contribution to this offense so that Randy can be the guy that they want to go to. I don't think Randy can run. I mean, he's just come out on the field to be with his teammates. He barely can move.
That's right. And I think that's a pretty good example for him to set in a game that is obviously over and has been for a long time, that he is out there limping and staying on the field. They want the screen to Mo Williams and got it. Bell, nice play, fought off a block. There's a flag down, however, back at the 37-yard line. This could be a holding call.
Yeah, it's holding.
McKinney, we mentioned him as the first-round draft choice out of Miami. They projected him to be the left tackle for the next 10 to 15 years. He was the Outland Trophy winner, and he was the 7th overall selection in the draft.
Offense, number 76.
But what happened is they are offering him less bonus money in the overall contract than the player above and behind him that have already been signed. But the overall contract is more money, and Red McCombs has just drawn the line on it. He said enough is enough. Millions and millions of dollars for a 22-year-old kid. No matter how good he is, we made him a fair offer. He doesn't want it. His agents obviously have a different take on it. And the young man is sitting at home. If he doesn't sign by the middle of November, he can't play. And if he sits out the rest of the time, he would go back in the draft next year.
My question to anyone that holds out like that, how do you make that money up? Because once you lose it, you cannot make it up.
Let me just say this. I believe the difference is somewhere in the neighborhood. They're offering him around $8.1 million from what I read. Signing bonus versus nine and a half. So you're not, Paul, to be honest with you, you just don't know what the difference is. If he goes back in the draft, he'll probably even get drafted higher, probably be the number 1 lineman to go.
But he certainly would lose this year.
Exactly, and the money that would have been made this year, which you're not going to make up.
Williams underneath, fighting for first down yardage.
Well, now Trent Dilfer has just done a fabulous job. Early in his football game, managed it very well, threw the ball extremely well.
It was funny talking to Dilfer the other day. How about when he came out of college and had the big reputation, the great arm, he had all the opportunities in the world, and then things went sour for him in Tampa. As here's the long pass knocked away and nearly intercepted, intended for Dwayne Bates. Then as Dilfer grew, not only as a quarterback, but as a person, the opportunities started to dry up. And when he talked about being in Baltimore, I thought he was very classy too. He said, I thought they made a mistake letting me go, but I'm not going to criticize anybody. I told him at the time, just wait and see for a year from now if you're any better.
He's only had 18 starts. He's only won 16 of them.
But the other part of it is, how about the decision that Mike Holmgren made? He brought in Matt Hasselbeck last year to be his quarterback. It didn't work out. Matt hasn't really lived up to the expectations that Mike had for him. Trent came here and just said, hey, give me a chance. I'll be the starter. I'll get it done. And it's worked out very well because he does provide veteran leadership, as you mentioned earlier, Paul, to a very young offense.
It's an interception by Reggie Tongue. They haven't blown the whistle yet. And Tongue down at midfield with 9 seconds to go in the game, and Culpepper is really upset. He thought somebody quit on that pattern.
I tell you,
Tongue gets his second interception of the night.
Dante Culpepper's still talking. I just love his attitude. The fact that this game is never over.
No, he's saying, I'm still out there playing. Oh, he's burned. And Randy Moss is not the guy he is yelling at.
That's Byron Chamberlain. It's his turn this week.
The Seahawks take a knee. They win their first game of the year. A monster victory here as they roll up 48 points. The final score, 48-23 for Joe Theismann, Paul McGuire, Susie Culver, and our entire ESPN crew. This is Mike Patrick. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
Vikings and Seahawks. Randy Moss arrested this past week. Obviously doesn't want to talk about it. First quarter scoreless. Don't blink on Sean Alexander. Touchdown number 1 for the guy who had 1,318 rushing yards and 14 touchdowns last year. Later in the first, Alexander again doing mad work. The academic All-American from Alabama from 20 yards out, 14-zip Seahawks. Second quarter, up 17-10. Let me tell you something. Sean loves Sunday night, getting his groove on. Last year in the Sunday nighter against the Raiders, rushed for 266 yards, 4th highest total ever. Gets a screen pass here, 80 yards to the house. third touchdown of the night, 24-10 in the second quarter. The ensuing kickoff, Vikings, Nick Davis clocked by Tim Terry. Hawks recover. Tim is yoked. Moments later, y'all got to give me that. Alexander from 3 yards out, 111 yards rushing in the first half. That's his fourth touchdown of the first half, 56 seconds after the last one. Next kickoff, Dwayne Bates stripped by Terry again. So next play, I ain't going to say nothing, but this ain't right, Dan. First player in NFL history to score 5 touchdowns in one half. 38-10 Seattle. Third quarter, Randy Moss, who has 16 touchdown catches in 14 career primetime games, drops one in the end zone. Same drive, dropped another one. Randy having his issues. There's another drop. And Randy Moss, who had 6 catches for 50 yards, dropped 3 potential touchdown catches. Moss and the Vikings lose. Seahawks win their first game of the year. Sean Alexander, the truth, 5 touchdowns, had 139 yards rushing. As I said, he loved Sunday night. After the game, Sean ran up to our Susie Colbert and said, "Suze, I just had 5 touchdowns. You got to throw the microphone in my face."
Stuart, I don't know what it is about Sean Alexander and Sunday Night Football. What is it about prime time?
I'm truly blessed. I have no idea. God says, I'm going to let you shine on TV, so hopefully he keeps it up. I must have been doing stuff right.
What was working tonight that wasn't working in your first 3 games?
We just spread the field more. You know, everybody's been gunning for us to stop the run, and we just kind of spread it out, and there was holes there, and I just tried to run hard.
After a performance like this, what do you do for your offensive line?
I've got to do a lot for them because we play Monday Night Football next, and, you know, it's going to be an awesome thing.
Congratulations.
Hey, thank you. See y'all later. Hey, what's up, D?
Stuart?
Thanks, Suze. Thanks, Sean. Remember, Alexander did lead the AFC with 16 total touchdowns last season, dating back to 1965, which was Gale Sayers' rookie year. The list of players to score 5 touchdowns in one game reads Paul Hornung, Kellen Winslow, Jerry Rice, James Stewart, and now Alexander. Remember, Sayers tied the NFL record his rookie year in '65 with 6 touchdowns in a game.